Hello and welcome to another Saturday night Stack Chat with me, the Stack Collector. And this week I've got a co-host who needs absolutely no introduction. If you don't know him from his amazing videos, you will know him from the awesome auctions that he started putting on once a month. Oh, 1 second. I'm sorry, people. I've just got to mute my audio. There we go. Sorry about that. Without any further delay, let's get in the amazing Cobra Stacker. Cobra, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good. That introduction, you're just trying to embarrass me again. Like, you're trying to make me blush, right?
Something like that. No, I had an audio feedback loop halfway through that, but I figured out it was on a browser I had open, so I was able to sort that out very quickly. I can see we've got some amazing people in the chat already. We've got 365 Days of Silver, Jamie Frost, Gandalf Starman, and Future Investment is here. Hey guys, how are you all doing?
Good to see you all, guys, and thank you for joining us. I feel honoured. That you've come to listen to us talk a load of rubbish.
Absolutely, as I do every week, mate. I've got to be honest with you. And Cobra, can you believe this is? I think this is the first official Stack Chat we've done, isn't it?
Bro, you've done really well with that. I think it's a brilliant idea, and getting everyone to, or getting other creators in, is a great way to get different opinions from people and get everyone to get to know us a bit better. So really good job with that, bro.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I honestly, that means a lot to me. It's I have had a lot of fun with these, and it's been so good getting to know everybody and getting to have a chat with different creators and getting to know them a little better. I can see we had a bit of an echo there. Hopefully I've sorted that out. I think I saw what I'd done wrong there. I am definitely still getting to terms with the live setup. I had some awful issues on the last one. I know you went there for long because you literally popped on after getting back from holiday, didn't you?
I was half an hour in from 16 hours of travel back from the Maldives. I was absolutely shattered. And I saw you were on. I thought, I've got to pop in and say hello. And next thing you know, I was on the live. My brain weren't working at all. And you were asking me questions about reindeer. And I thought, I ain't got a clue. I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean? But I struggled through it with a bit of help from you and APN. And ended up winning a bit of coinage. Yeah. So that was very fun.
Yeah, no, it was great. We had a few pieces to give away. We had a lot of fun doing that. But speaking of giveaways, I mean, we can't not bring up the absolutely amazing, and I generally mean that, amazing giveaway that you've just done for 1,000 subscribers. Just remind us what it was you gave away, mate.
Thank you, bro. Well, it was a kilo kookaburra, 1 kilo silver kookaburra, and the winner had a choice between 3 of them. And he chose my favourite out of the 3. So I was like, damn. But I wanted to give out 1,000 grams of silver for 1,000 subscribers. And it was just a way of saying a massive thank you to everyone. And I'm looking at the list now, and you've got Bazooka in there, Scott Silver, Gold Tooth Stacker, Darth Stacker, Big Tasty. All the guys, Gandalf, all the guys who have supported me, and, Future Investments and everyone. And they're all in there. And this is what I mean. It was a massive thank you because, honestly, to hit that 1,000 was a real achievement. And I couldn't have done it without everyone. Obviously, I couldn't have done it without everyone because I needed their support. And so, yeah, I gave a kilo of silver away. And it ended up in America, so I had to pay the postage and packaging on that as well.
Just as a little added bonus. But no, it was fantastic. And mate, I was so close. I think my name came in second, didn't it, on the giveaway? And I
think so.
Yeah. And I'll tell you the truth, mate. I was sat there hovering. My finger was hovering over the enter button with the number, and I was waiting for you to say it like a fool, and I literally glanced away from the screen for a split second, and when I looked back, you'd put go in the comments. I was like, oh no, and I clicked it, and just as I clicked it, I saw Shadrach's comment come in, and it came in just after me on my chat, which I knew instantly meant that I on the live chat online that I was just after him, because I've come to realise from your auctions, your chats on your own feed appear a little bit closer because it's your computer than they do on the actual internet one. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I love the way you did it. I knew what you were getting at as soon as you started, because yeah, that's an old maths trick, isn't it, where you can get anyone to pick.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So the thing is, obviously, I put the 10 numbers up over 4 or 5 videos, I guess. And then I thought, I really want everyone to have a chance. And I appreciated everyone watching. So many people got all 10 numbers, which was amazing. But the thing that I did meant that you could pick any number and it would have come to 25, which was obviously Christmas Day when we were doing it. And so, yeah, it's a neat little math trick. I already know what the number will be, obviously. I had it written down on a piece of paper before I even started. So, yeah, just a bit of fun and a way to say thank you to everyone. And it ended up winging its way, as I say, all the way to America. So, yeah, cool. Yeah, really cool.
Absolutely brilliant. And a massive congratulations.
Future's just turned around. He's gone, Cobra, your backdrop is making my eyes water. Future, have a look at this. That's only a tiny bit.
Yeah, go on, show them.
There's a lot more.
Yeah, go on.
A lot more to feature. And there's one bit in there for Gold Tooth Stacker. Gold Tooth, you see that big 50 caliber bullet? I know you'll like that one, bro.
It is amazing.
But yeah, we're starting at the beginning. There you go.
Yeah, it is brilliant, and we'll definitely get more into that in a little while, and I can't wait to see it to see in a little bit more detail all the beautiful pieces you've got out there, mate. I really can't. But I mean, one thing I wanted to discuss really quickly is something that you've done to which, well, basically it's changed the game over here in the UK, and that is, of course, the monthly auctions that you're now doing on your channel, which I think you've done absolutely incredible setting them up, mate. And you know, the pieces that you've been providing every single time, you know, you just outdo yourself each and every time. So I just want to say amazing, well done for the auctions, and just have a chat with you and how you're finding them going, and you know, what can we expect from them going forwards, that kind of thing.
Oh, thank you, bruv. I mean, first of all, I really appreciate that. It started off just as a little fun thing, and it's grown into a monster, because now it's a hunt, and every week I'm hunting for new stuff and exciting stuff to bring in for the next auction. So it has grown massively. We've now got 46 members, I believe, who can bid on it all, which I really appreciate. And that's, I'm sure, going to grow. The amount of different things I'm bringing in. So I want to be able to give the chance of just bullion all the way up to really collectible stuff, so that everyone, it can fit their budget, or it can fit their stacking needs or collecting needs. And it's just growing massively, and I'm really enjoying it. It does take a lot of work, but I can't see myself not doing it now. I feel like it's been ages since the last one, and I'm sort of like, oh, I need to do another one. And I was thinking of doing one on New Year's Eve, and then I thought, well, it's only a week away from the official one on the 5th, so I'm not going to do that. We're just going to wait till the 5th. But there is some amazing bits in this one as well. So, yeah, it's just growing beautifully, and some amazing pieces coming in. No,
that's brilliant. I mean, I've definitely picked up a few very nice pieces from the auction myself. I mean, I've got the Valcambi combi bar at the back there. That was from your auction. The Mandalorian Beskin bar, that was from your auction. The Geiger squares, I've got them from your auction. So yeah, I mean, a big part of my stack growing so much as it has over the last couple of months is because you're just getting such beautiful pieces in the auction. I can't resist myself just picking a couple up every time, no matter how much I say to myself, right, I'm not buying anything this time, I'm just going to enjoy the chart. You know, it's it's too tempting, mate. It truly is, because you know, the stuff you're getting, sometimes, you know, it's just ungettable over here in the UK. I mean, you've had quite a few pieces which I know, because I'll be trying to find them myself. they're just very, very scarce and hard to come by unless you're wanting to pay probably about as much again as the peas in postage and packaging. Before you answer that, mate, I just want to say I've noticed Gold Tooth Stackers popped up after you showing the 50 cal there. Jamie Frost is in the chat, and also Addicted to Precious Metals as well. And I've got
AP, the one and only APM.
Yes, and speaking of APM, now this is completely down to him, but I have something right here, which has been sent over from, as you can see, the Cranky one over in the United States. And APM, I think there's something for both myself and you in here. So if APM wants to come onto the live at any point tonight, I thought it'd be nice that we could open it together and see what's inside, but that's completely down to you, APM, and yourself, Cobra, if you're okay with that.
Oh, I'm okay with it. I mean, Cranky, he sends over so much for everyone, which is so kind of him as well. But there's always bits and pieces that he sends over through you, and then you distribute it out to everyone else. So, yeah, top guy.
Yeah, no, I have become Cranky's official postman over here in the UK. No, he is a top guy, and he has been massively generous with what he sent across. You know, like you say, to a fair few of us creators, he does show a lot of support, and he is a great guy. Hopefully, he'll be able to join us in the chat, but APM unfortunately can't. He's got the baby tonight, so that's no problem. APM, I'll film an unboxing of it tomorrow, and we'll get it sorted, and we'll take it from there.
APM, a little teaspoon of whiskey, right, and you won't have to worry about the baby. Baby will be fast asleep. Very good Indian trick. A little teaspoon whiskey, baby sleeping very nice.
Yes, but don't do it because it's quite illegal. Yeah.
Darl Stacker says, "I'm not buying the Boba Fett statue." He is. He's going to buy it. I'm telling you. Well, I'll do a scheme with him. He can pay me monthly. You know.
Yeah, is that the 5 ounce Boba Fett statue you've just showed us all? Because that is incredible, mate. It really is.
Yeah, again, another very hard piece, and there's only 1,000 of them made. So another very hard piece to get, but I managed to get that, and there's another one coming as well. I'm hoping it will be here in time for Friday, for next Friday, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, we will have to tune in next Friday to find out more on that one for sure, buddy. Now, one thing I wanted to discuss with you, mate, and it's one thing I'd like to go into a little bit of detail with, because it's quite fitting, actually, because I'm not sure if everyone is aware in the chats, but I think we should be saying a little happy birthday to Cobra Stacker's channel, because you're coming up to 1 year old, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I actually started stacking in the end of November of 2022. But my channel, my first ever recording was done on the 1st of January, and it came out on the 2nd of January. So as far as I'm concerned, my birthday for the channel, Cobra Stacker channel birthday, is the 1st of Jan, because that's when the first video was made. So, yeah, it's going to be a whole 1 year.
No, absolutely.
On the 1st of January.
And congratulations, mate. What a year it's been. It's been fabulous. But it brings me on to something that you dropped on your channel probably a couple of weeks ago now. But it's a video that I thought was absolutely outstanding, because it just had such great information in there. And it's one that you did, that what you've learned from 1 year of stacking. And I just wanted to discuss that video in a little bit more depth if we can, mate.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it has been a hell of a year, as you say. And I think my whole stacking, or collecting now, I would say collecting more so, whole idea and whole view of it has changed massively from when I started. And like a lot of people, when you're new, you follow the sort of rhetoric that you hear out there. You follow the thing of silver's going to shoot to the moon and this, that, and the other, and just stack your generic silver and all that. And, for some people, that is absolutely perfect and the right way to go. For me, it wasn't. And after a few months, I started realizing, and I started changing the way I stack. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Everything has changed in that year massively. And I think that happens to a lot of people. I think as they stack or collect, their views change, their ideas change, their goals change. And, there's definitely been a lot of changes through the year.
Yeah, no, I can only agree to that. I mean, I'm a tiny bit behind you. It'll be February the 14th. Valentine's Day is when I'll be celebrating my first completion of my first year on YouTube. But I definitely echo in what you're saying there. You start off one way, you hear the advice, you start off one way, but somewhere down the road, you start to realise that, hold on, it's not actually a straight path, and there's a lot of forks in this road that I can go down. And
Yeah.
I hear you 100% with the collectible items. I think, there's some wonderful pieces out there. I actually see, in many ways, I can see stacking as being the future of coin collecting, because, I buy my silver mainly as a coin collector than a stacker, but I'm so appeased by it because there's such a huge selection of what you can buy, isn't there?
Well, this is it exactly. I mean, there is such a selection. You do have to be careful, but I like the variety. I don't want to be stuck with just getting Britannias. And as I said, I'm not going to say to anyone that's not the way you should do it, because for some people, that is perfectly the way they want to do it. They just want to hold the quantity of silver and in the best possible way for the country they live in. And in our country, for a lot of people, Britannias will be the way. But it's not for me. It just doesn't make sense for me. And I'm quite happy as we go on with the conversation to go into detail of why it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I'm with you, mate. I am with you. Where I mean, yeah, it makes sense to me, but it's not. It doesn't at the same time. Which I get what you're saying, where you can understand. Other people, it makes sense to them, and you're right. If you want to stack, literally just be a stacker, then that's absolutely fine. But there's different ways to go about what you're doing, isn't there? I definitely feel that if you're buying different things, if you're buying weight stack, and I've said it before on the channel many times. The worst thing you can do is pay the Royal Mint prices and get it, at retail.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Everyone keeps talking about the Royal Mint prices and all that sort of stuff. But, once you get into it, and this is why, again, I said a couple of times to the new stackers, look, avoid the Royal Mint. Look at the Silver Forum. Look at different ways you can buy it. Because we know we can pick up Britannias for 23, 24 quid,
Yeah.
roughly. And when you look at it like that, it's not too bad. So, when we keep going on about VAT on silver or, the Royal Mint and all that, the thing is, that's not the way to buy it. No. It's as simple as that. That's not the way to buy it from the Royal Mint. So if you're, there is no wrong or right. I'll always say that. There's no wrong and right. It's for every individual to decide how they want to do it. And the Royal Mint is just a big no-no. And we've all, I think, probably every one of us at some point has made that mistake. I know I did in the beginning. I bought a load of stuff from them. I still do, as you might have seen from a video recently with the definitives. But it doesn't mean that's the right way to go about it. If you want to get Britannias and you want to purely stack, that's absolutely fine, because that's what you want to do and that's what's right for you. But just make sure you're buying it from the right place.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay VAT, and you don't have to pay stupid prices that the Royal Mint charge.
Yeah, 100%. I say this all the time. You can buy whatever silver. There's no right or wrong when it comes to what type of silver you're buying. Is just a right or wrong way to actually buy the silver. Like you've just said, buying your standard Britannias direct from the Royal Mint, paying that extra VAT on top of them, paying that premium on top of them. You're going to pay somewhere around £33 for a single Britannia straight from the Royal Mint. You can buy that exact same coin from the places, like you've just said, from the Silver Forum, etc., for, like you said, £23. It's a £10 difference. It's a no-brainer, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, even I think Know Your History has just put, hi guys, do you invest in Britannias? Because I've just bought some recently. I have, Know Your History, I've got tubes of Britannias from when I first started stacking. Would I buy any more? No, I wouldn't. I'd buy one Britannia a year for my collection of date runs of Britannias, but I wouldn't buy tubes anymore. That's not to say it's not a good thing for you to do if that's what you're looking at doing. I do spend a lot more money on premium items, and that isn't for everyone either. So it's really deciding on what you want to do and what's right for you at the time. and going for it, but just buying it from the right place, like TSC has just said.
Yeah.
And we've got Stephen in the house as well,
Yes.
which is great.
Yeah, Stephen with a freeze for the ease. Also, Seven Stacks has just joined us. Mick's now in the chat as well.
Hey Mick, how you doing?
And if we have missed anybody else, we're very sorry. We'll try and keep up with the chat as much as possible while we chat. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100% there, mate. And you know, I think that's one of the things with you, Cobra, is I think we are singing from the same hymn book with a lot of the stuff we're talking about here. You know, types of silver you're buying and where to buy it from, that kind of thing. I'm certainly, like yourself, one that sways more to the collectability side of things than the stacking side of things. Yeah, and just to answer, know your history for myself, exactly the same as Cobra. You know, I don't have any Britannias that I would consider as an investment. You know, I do the same one a year as a date run of them. If I was to do that, as we've said, you know, I would look to buy them by the tube. I would look to get them off places like the Silver Forum, where I could avoid paying the VAT, that kind of thing, and just
Absolutely.
Yeah, just keep those costs down as much as possible, so you've got as much room for investment as you possibly can do on that. Mick says, can anyone tell...
Well, myself and...
Oh, sorry, go on, mate.
Myself and Gold 2 Stacker, we had a conversation about this type of thing, and he said, oh, you know, you've got a lot more contacts than me, and, you know, but I've got a few contacts. And this is exactly the point. He started in September, and he's already made contacts, and it's about networking, making those contacts. And he is now getting some stuff at really good prices.
Yeah.
And that's because he has chatted to people, he's formed relationships with them. And that's what I've done over a period of a year. And he's done a very good job in a period of 3 months. And that's the point. In this community, talk to people, and they'll be more than happy to tell you who to talk to, where you can grab some stuff at good prices. And it's all about connections. It's all about making those connections and getting the best prices you can.
Have you seen Stephen's comment? He said, I took Cobra under my wing. Just look at him now. I think I did a good job.
He did. He told me to buy all the Star Wars stuff that I could find.
Yeah, no, that's sort of...
He loves Star Wars, and he said stay away from Geigers and Una and the Lions. He told me not to buy any of them.
But when you say Star Wars, it's specifically the new stuff, isn't it? He only likes the new stuff and doesn't like the original films.
Yeah, Mandalorian and all that lot. He's really into it. If you ask him about the Mandalorian, he'll be able to tell you everything about Boba Fett and, you know, the what you call them, not assassins. Yeah, they're assassins, aren't they?
Boba Fett.
Yeah, he's all over it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not. He's really not. Hey, Cranky's in the house.
D.
Yes, Cranky. Over 20 watching, only 13 likes. Smash that like button, for crying out loud. Well, not for me, but do it for Cranky. Thank you very much, Cranky. No, it's great to have Cranky here. And once again, Cranky, thanks for sending the parcel over to me. Unfortunately, APM's not able to join us on the live tonight because he's looking after his kids. But we'll definitely get that open and sent across to him as soon as possible, mate. But yeah, so. Going back to what you've learnt in your first year, I mean, what would be your number one tip? I mean, if it was, say there's people out there that's watching the videos, they've not even bought their first piece of silver as of yet, they're thinking about it, what would be your number one tip to them?
Honestly, I would say chat to people on YouTube, join the Silver Forum, and before you start buying, establish where you're going to buy stuff from. Look at the prices all over the place and establish that first. For the simple reason that if you run in there and you do things like go to the Royal Mint straight away, and if you're buying bullion pieces like the Britannia and you go to Shards and Atkinsons, they have to charge you VAT. Mm-hmm. So I would say if you haven't bought anything yet and you're just getting into it, actually talk to people. This community is really good. They will help you and they will advise you. And before you buy, find out where you can get stuff for the best prices, and then establish what you're going to do. Are you going to collect? Are you going to stack? If you're going to stack, are you going to have a variety, or are you going to stick to one coin? And work out what is best for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's brilliant advice to people that are looking to get into it. I don't think I could add on to that at all. You know, just exactly like you say. You know, get to know people. I think that's the best piece of advice you've given today, especially, you know, with the community that we're growing over here in the UK. It really helps for this kind of thing, because where that helps over a global community is we can talk about actual places to buy things, you know, and it is different for us over here in the UK to what it is over in the US. You have different things available.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, we don't have, well, we have the odd rare coin store here and there, but you know, we don't have coin stores as a thing like the Americans do. You know, we have different.
Nowhere.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Nowhere. Yeah.
So to have that society, to have that community of people from the UK to join that bigger community, and it's like, you know, although we're trying to build a big a community here in the UK, that's not to say there's not an amazing global community, and you know, some of the guys over in the US have helped all of us UK stackers in the past, you know, before we've started our channels, etc. So yeah, it's an amazing community, but even more so here in the UK as of recently, there's loads of people out there who are more than happy to help. I see it all the time in Stackers Social, where, you know, people all decide they'll put a photo of something they're thinking about buying and ask people's opinion on it and that kind of thing, and you know, it is really great to see.
But you're absolutely right. It is a global community. I've made friends with people in America, Italy, Germany, Australia. You know, we've got Jamie out in Japan, I think he is, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, out in Japan. So it's all over the place. But you're right. What we, as a community and as creators, have been trying to do in the UK is build our community stronger here. And I think it's working. I think we're all building some real good bonds. We're getting to know each other. We're helping each other. We're advising each other. And, you know, I can't fault this community at all, in no way, shape or form. It is absolutely amazing. And we are building something in the UK, and we're going to carry on working hard to do that.
Yeah, no, we are. It's just gonna get better and bigger. That's all I can say on it, really. But yeah, it's been such a wonderful year, hasn't it? This year, 2023, for stacking and for YouTube. There's been a load of new channels popping up. So many of them are here with us tonight. Addicted to Precious Metal, Scott Silver, Shiny Precious Metal, Stephen, and that's just some of the UK ones. CPM's just joined us as well. CPM, it's great to have you here, mate.
Hey, my bro.
Yes. Yeah. Does that?
He's become a very close friend. Very, very close friend.
Is a great guy. But does that mean we have all of the members of the Grumpy Old Gits Club in the house tonight now? We've got Steve.
We have got all the Grumpy Old Gits in there. Me, Stephen, and CPM. There was someone else who joined us. I've forgotten who it was.
Was it Ray?
They told us their age, and we said, yes, you're welcome.
Was it Ray?
It might have been Ray.
I think it might have been Ray.
It might have been Ray. Yeah.
If I said to Ray, he's welcome to pop on the chat to join us tonight if he's out there. He tried to get on the chat last week and I wasn't able to get him on. But if he's there this week, or if anyone else would like to come on and ask myself or Cobra any questions, definitely feel free to do so. You will need Skype, and if you are on a PC, you will need to have headphones and a microphone. But definitely let me know if you would like to join us. You just need to send me your Skype address over to me on my email.
Yeah, here's Ray. Happy New Year, Stackers. We were just talking about you, Ray.
Yes, we were.
But yeah, I mean, it's not even like, yes, the Grumpy Old Gits. We are a little group. But do you know what I love is that no matter the age, so we've got younger stackers, we've got older stackers, and all that lot, and we all get on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about your age. You know, you look at someone like APM. He's a little kid. No, he's not. He's not a little kid, but he acts like one.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. Age-wise, I tell you what, it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Everyone mixes really well, and everyone's got good ideas and good things to say. Even the younger guys have got a different opinion, which is really helpful for us older ones. We might be stuck in our ways in certain ways. and it's great to have all the different opinions out there.
Yeah, it is. I do love the diversity in it, and it's like like we both said, there's no wrong or right. It's fine if people want to buy different types of silver. I like that because then I get to see it on your channel, and I don't have to buy it myself. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm all about the diversity. I even like old silver, as you know. I'm a big fan of the the old crowns, silver crowns, that kind of thing. So yeah, I love that. There's no one way to do it, and you've got so many different people buying different ways.
Well, this is it. I mean, who is it? Jamie Frost. I've just got to say, Jamie Frost has said, "I'm not a creator, but I'm 56. Can I join the grumpy old gits team?" Yes, you can. Anyone over 50 is part of the grumpy old gits. That's what we are. Do you know what I mean? And we have the right, to all you young'uns, we have the right to be grumpy about anything, okay? Because we've hit that age where we're allowed. So I just wanted to put that one in there. Excuse me. Know Your History says, I'm 13 and I'm stacking silver. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but if he is 13, I doubt it. But if he is 13, good on you. Good on you for starting so young.
No, absolutely. That's amazing to hear. He's just saying his granddad's got 300 ounces of silver and 10 of gold. He has inspired me to start stacking. That's absolutely wonderful. Brilliant. It really is know your history. It's wonderful to see the next generation.
And honestly, if he's starting at 13 years old, then when he gets to our age, that guy is going to have done very well.
Yes.
Very, very well. Because all you're doing, whatever way you do it, is putting money aside. There are some more riskier things to buy, and there are some less riskier things to buy. But either way, you are putting money aside. So it's not a bad thing.
Not at all. And I'd highly recommend just dollar cost average. Buy what you can afford on a regular basis. It may not seem like a lot to you right now, but you will be surprised how quickly you will look down and think, my word, this is starting to get quite a bit now. So yeah, just keep going, get what you can as you can, don't overbuy, and you'll do absolutely fine. It's great to have you here in the chat with us, mate.
Yeah, he said, I've only got a few ounces of silver so far, but I spent my Christmas money on it. Fair play to you, because a lot of people will get their Christmas money and go and spend it on a load of rubbish. So you've put it into something which will hold some value for you in the future. So well done. Yeah. Really well done.
No, absolutely. Well done, Know Your History. Well done indeed. Brilliant. So, Cobra, have you got any questions you'd like to ask me at all, mate?
Well, I mean, your thing is totally different from mine. As you say, you're into crowns and all that sort of stuff, which is absolutely brilliant. And if ever I need to talk to you, I did say to you, actually, my brother had a collection of stuff, old coins and all that. And one day I've got to sit down, open that pot and show you what's in there, and you can tell me if there's any value to any of it. But in general, I mean, me and you talk quite a bit, and there's no real questions. Has your, I mean, putting aside the older coins, has your view changed anywhere in the way of silver and all that sort of stuff, and what you're stacking or collecting now?
I don't. It's an interesting question. It has. It's changed in a few ways, which has kind of led me to come back round full circle, if you know what I mean. Whereas I've come back round to think, you know what, I'm buying silver, but I'm a collector. It's what I am. I love buying silver. I love adding. I'm going to keep buying bullion, but I need to understand. I'm a collector of silver bullion and other coins. So I've kind of just reaffirmed my own beliefs in what I'm looking to do and what I'm looking to achieve. I think silver's great for stacking, but just like what you said yourself, mate, it's not particularly for me. I just love the diversity of it too much. There's far too many things out there that I want to get, and one thing I'm going to try and do next year, 2024, is try and knuckle down a bit more on the runs I've got going, and try and this is funny. I've just seen Future Investments has put, what's your target goals for purchasing gold bullion in 2024?
Do you know, I was just going to ask you, what about gold with you? Have you thought about gold? Is it something you're going to get into or not really?
Yeah, well, I'm going to probably get more of these. I'm just showing on the camera here. I've got, there's a golden Kurush. It dates back to the Ottoman Empire right there. I've got some sovereigns. So, to answer your question, future investment, probably none, because I'm more likely to pick up a few more of these gold sovereigns, which is 22 carat gold and not 24 carat bullion standard. As you can see here, I've got a beautiful young-headed Victoria gold sovereign, and that's one of the ways where I've come round full circle, because at the beginning of the year I was kind of planning on getting quarter ounce gold Britannias, and it kind of just dawned on me that I think sovereigns are just a better buy for myself, because the collector in me, they're gold, they're very liquid. Everyone loves a sovereign. You can pick them up for a couple of % over spot. You can get rid of them really, really easily. So I think my plan would probably be just to add a few more gold sovereigns rather than actual gold bullion coins. But I probably will try and pick up a few 1 gram gold bars throughout the year, just a few here and there, just to add to the collection. But it's one thing I did decide on is I think when it comes to gold, sovereigns are the way forward for myself rather than the actual bullion. But what an absolutely amazing collection of gold you've got there, mate. What?
Well, that's something I've built over time. But I just want to very quickly go to something Mick said, which he is very right about, and then I'll talk about some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
But Mick has said, build your core first, Britannias, etc. So if you have to sell, you won't be forced to sell your collectibles under value. That is an absolutely brilliant point. To have a base, I've always said that. So I built my base up to 1,600 ounces of silver. And then I wanted to cut it back a bit and invest more into gold. Now, having that base meant that if I needed some money to buy some gold, or there was something I wanted to get, I could get rid of stuff which I wasn't so attached to, which you shouldn't really get too attached to anything, but I wasn't so attached to, or that, as Mick said, you'd have to sell very quickly under the value of what it should be for a collectible. So, yeah, Mick, I totally agree with that. That is absolutely perfectly true.
Brilliant.
The thing with me is I started off with bullion, and I bought a lot. Tubes of Britannias, I probably had a tube of Maples and this, that and the other. And I got bored with that quite quickly, and I moved on to 10-ounce bars and bits and pieces like that. And, of course, my completer, the 1 kilo completer and 10-ounce completers and all that lot. So it was all sort of bullion silver. But I came off the Britannia side of it very quickly, and I wanted these other pieces, which had a bit of meaning to me as well. But for me, it moved into gold, and as I say, later on, maybe we'll chat about that a bit more. But my gold collection, that is something that every month I will add a bit more gold to, because for me personally, I think it is a better store of money than silver. It keeps up with inflation a lot better than silver does. Yeah. And year on year, it goes up in value.
Yeah.
And it does that. Whereas silver doesn't so much do that. So you can hold your wealth in a certain extent, but gold is a lot better to do that. But what you've got to remember is not everyone can afford gold. And so I think Know Your History asked earlier about fractional gold and silver. Fractional gold, yes, all day long. It's easy to liquidate. It's easier to buy, rather than buying an ounce at 1,650 a pop. You can buy fractional gold. Fractional silver, me personally, not really. I think you'll pay way too much for it. Fractional silver, I don't think you should be buying anything under an ounce. But again, that's my opinion, and it can be different for other people.
Right. When it comes to fractional silver, I'm with you 100%. Like, try to avoid buying fractional silver as much as you possibly can, because the premium you spend on it is ridiculous. You'll end up paying something like 80 to 100 quid per ounce on fractional silver. It really is that bad. Now, you may be someone young, like Know Your History and fractional silver, maybe all you can afford at the moment. If that's the case, then that's fine. I'd say you're probably even better off having a little piggy bank, put the money in wait till you can afford the ounce of silver and get the ounce, because like Cobra said, the fractional, the premium you pay on it is ridiculously high. You might think it's cheaper because it's smaller, but what you end up paying over time is a lot higher. Going back to Mick's original question about building your stack of Britannias, etc. I've got a bit of a saying, which is buy what you like to make your stack grow, and buy what you hate in case you want to sell. But for me personally, I just want to tie it into Future's question, which is, will you continue investing in index funds in 2024, and will you be adding any more indexes to the portfolio? I'm considering adding the Vanguard, FTSE or World Index. Now, for me, I've said it since I started my channel, I'm not looking to ever sell my silver. It's something I enjoy owning, and it's more of a collection than anything to me. So when I'm going to have to sell something, it's not going to be my silver. There's other things that are there that, believe me, I will happily dip into if I need to, which means I will never have to actually sell any silver. So, there's things I've got there that to take into account. If I'm ever a little bit low and I need a bit of extra money, the first place I'll go is to my premium bonds. I'll withdraw from them first. After that, I've got a couple of other funds that are sitting there that I don't mind taking out of. Then after that, I've got my S&P 500 fund, which I don't like to go into it ever. So I've got a few funds there which I can dip into if I really had to. So I don't really consider having to sell my silver, because if it ever gets to the point where I'm having to sell my silver, things have gone desperately wrong and I'm on my last ditch anyway. So I absolutely agree with what Mick's saying. If there's ever going to be a stage where you're going to have to sell some of your silver off, it's great to have some standard bits there that you can do so if you have to. Definitely look to purchase them from the right places, and this links into what Know Your History has just asked in the comments as well, which he said he's got a question for us both. Are Chards a good website to buy silver from? They're a good website, and I'll let you answer in a second, Cobra. But my opinion on Chards is they're a good website, but like you said earlier, Cobra, places like Chards, you are going to be paying VAT, and it will put the prices up there. So if you can get the same pieces from places like the Silver Forum, try to do that rather than go to Chards. Going back to what Future said, what's your opinions on the index funds, mate?
I'm at an age where that sort of thing is not going to do nothing for me. So when you talk about the S&P 500, you're talking about investing for 15 or 20 years. I might not have 15 or 20 years left in me. So it's not something which is viable for me. As far as shares go and all that sort of stuff, it's something I want to get into with certain things. Myself and CPM have talked several times about it. But at the moment, I am concentrating on mainly gold and Bitcoin. They are my two things that I'm putting a lot of money into. I'll always buy a bit of silver, bits I like and all that sort of stuff, but I don't look at silver as an investment because you're not getting a massive return on it. Gold, I do look at it as a very secure investment and probably a safer one. And Bitcoin is my little bit of risk, but if you start to learn about it, then there's benefits in that. But for me, index funds aren't the thing.
No, I understand that, mate. That's something we've spoken about before, and I completely understand that because, index funds they don't have to be. You don't have to dollar cost average them. If you think the S&P can have the odd spike here and there, and you can short the S&P, but it's a lot rarer, and people don't really look to do it. There's better stocks to short on. So when it comes to the S&P, the best way to do it is to dollar cost average, and you do have to take into account where you are. When you look at these things, and you're 100% right. And people like Know Your History. I just want to let Know Your History know something that I wish I'd have known when I was his age. And if you start at 18 years old and you put away just £25 a month, you will be a millionaire when you come to retire. That is the power of compound interest. So it does go to show these things like the S&P and index funds, they work a lot better the longer you have them. A lot of them, they recommend a 5-year minimum, And it's preferably a 10-year investment on these funds when you're dollar cost average to really see gains on your money. So when when you're talking about 5-10 years, it's depending on where you are, it's perfectly viable that you can look into different methods of investment. Now, I know for yourself, you're more of a crypto guy, where I'm more of a stocks guy.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing, isn't it? Really, you're looking at a commodity, something that's going to go up. Because I'm all for crypto. Like, although I don't. I don't invest in it myself. From our conversation we've had many a time, I have never once tried to persuade you off of doing it, and I never would try and persuade everyone else off, because I've seen the gains that so many people have made in crypto, especially when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum. I don't necessarily. I don't necessarily. Sorry, go on, mate.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, you say they're the same sort of thing. They are and they aren't.
Yeah.
What you've got to look at with Bitcoin is understanding how it was made, what it was made, like, what it's really about. And you're looking at it and comparing it, say, to a fiat currency where it's unlimited, whereas Bitcoin is not unlimited. It's not a commodity like in shares and all that sort of stuff either. It's not unlimited. There is a finite amount of Bitcoin which is ever going to be produced. Now, it breaks down into smaller portions, so you can have a part of a Bitcoin. I've forgotten the word for it now. CPM, you'll be able to type it in. So you can own a smaller portion of Bitcoin, which is not a whole Bitcoin, and there is a Katoshi or a Natoshi or something like that. But it's a finite amount, which means it won't be affected by inflation. So Bitcoin has a very different makeup to it. And again, it's something that if you're investing in, yes, you've got to watch the markets going up and down. You can increase your Bitcoin by selling off at a high, holding that money, buying back in at a low. But your lows are going to be higher lows each time, and your highs should be higher highs each time. And then there's things like, it's understanding the halving process. It's understanding that each time that happens for the miners, it costs more work to actually gain a Bitcoin, so it comes out slower. ETFs, which are another thing which are coming. So there are so many parts to it. It's not the same as shares, but it is a risk as well, like anything else. It can go up and down, and so there is a risk, and it's understanding it. And CPM is the biggest one of saying, study it and find out and learn for yourself. And once you learn about it, you start to understand. Now, I wouldn't say about any other crypto coin, go for Dogecoin or go for this or go for that. These were all made up afterwards. Some are from companies and released from companies and all that lot, and it's their coin. I wouldn't even worry about that. But you're right, Ethereum as well is a very interesting one, but Bitcoin is the main one, which has a finite amount. And that's what makes it so different.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Before I respond, I just want to say a quick goodbye to Know Your History. He's off now, but he'll be back next week. It's great to have had you here, Know Your History. It's great to know that there's young people coming up into the stacking scene. So thank you very much for popping by, and we look forward to seeing you next week, mate.
Pleasure to meet you. Really, really is Know Your History. And if that is your age, I'm very, very happy to see someone of that age joining us. Please watch all the channels that you see out there. 365 is a very, very good one to watch. Backyard Bullion, CPM. Get to know us. Chat to us. We're here to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're interested in index funds, that kind of thing, Future Investments is the one I recommend, because he's really getting into that kind of stuff and really upping his knowledge on that game. But going back to what you're saying, now, I get what you're saying with and you're right, they are different, and you need to look into them different. Like with the stocks, they're limited on the cap of how many shares they're allowed to produce and that kind of thing. Whereas the Bitcoins are limited in the blockchain, the fact that gets halved every so often. But that's exactly what I mean. That's why I don't personally invest in Bitcoin, because my knowledge base is weighted much more on the stock market and stocks and shares rather than the actual cryptocurrency itself. And it's like good companies should do the same thing as what you've just said, where your lows will be higher and your highs will be higher, and you should see that, like a company in Coca-Cola. You know, their share value is pretty much always gone up. If you look 20 years back to now, you'll see a gradual incline on the share price. So likewise, when it comes to stocks and shares, you want to be looking at the same kind of thing, where your lows are not as low as the previous lows and the highs are higher than the previous highs. So what I meant by that, the way you look at things can be very similar. Obviously, they are, like you say, mate, very different beasts. And crypto is something I want to learn a lot more about going forwards. I'm looking forward to chatting with CPM more, because he's going to be on the 13th of January, if you weren't aware. I'm really looking forward to having him on.
You're going to have a great chat with him. He knows his stuff. When it comes to Bitcoin and all that lot, he knows it. I mean, Ray has just put in the comments, crypto's not for me. I can't work it out. I can't invest. Good luck to those who do. Ray, I was exactly the same as you, literally until, I don't know, 6 months ago, 5 months ago, whatever it was. I did not understand it at all. I could not get my head around what crypto was, how it was made, what is it? Is it even a physical thing? It's just computer numbers and all that sort of stuff. And I looked into it more and I understood it. But Ray, you're absolutely right. Unless you understand it, don't go into it.
Yeah.
Make sure you understand what it is. And if you don't and you're not comfortable with it, leave it alone. You're not going to come to no harm.
Absolutely, 100%. I can remember when I first started wanting to get into stocks and shares, they scared me. I didn't have a clue what was going on. If I looked at the a tracker on the market, honestly, I'd be looking at foreign language, and you have to get your head around how it works. And when you start doing that, it starts getting a lot less scary. You start to understand what you're seeing and when to make action and when not to. I mean, I've had a dip in Bitcoin before. I bought a bit just to hold for a little while. I sold it off. I made a small profit on it. I could have made a lot more if I'd have held it longer, but I don't know enough about it. Like I say, so it's going to be great to speak to CPM more. But it just goes back to what we were saying earlier, whereas there's more than one thing ways to do things. Like Bitcoin is a great way to a great commodity to look at. Tesla can be a great commodity to look at. Apple, Amazon. Well, maybe not so much Apple. I'm not a personal fan, but that's my personal preference. So it basically goes down to play on your strengths. If you know more about one thing, then that's what you really want to be looking into. And I think that's really what you're saying yourself as well, isn't it, Cobra?
Absolutely. And like Ray says, he goes, I'm happy to stay in precious metals.
Yeah.
And absolutely, if you're happy there and that's what you feel confident with, stay with it. There's no necessity to go into anything. And like, you will see videos on YouTube, you must buy silver now, you must buy Bitcoin now, you must, and there's no need for it. There's no rush for nothing. There's no panic for nothing. If you're comfortable with just precious metals, then stay with precious metals. They are a safer bet. Well, for me anyway, gold is a safer bet than anything else. And even myself and CPM had a chat about this the other day, that if I had a certain amount of money right now, would I rather put it into gold or Bitcoin, or what would I rather put? And I said, for me, gold is my safe saving bet with a nice steady increase and pretty good security.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, for me at the moment, yep, I've put a bit in there and I'm happy with it and I'm confident with it. But if I had a choice of where I wanted to secure the majority of my money, it would be more in gold and a bit in Bitcoin, which is exactly what I've done.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we've had loads of comments coming. We'll try and keep up with them as much as possible. But I just wanted to just refer to something Stephen with the Freeze for the Ease has just said. Stay away from pumpers. Now, Cobra said this. I've said this. If you want to go crypto, go Bitcoin mainly. Ethereum is another viable option. There are so many pumpers. It's what's known as a pump and dump scheme, where people will build up the hype over something. You'll find a lot of the time it'll have an influencer behind it. They'll be telling you how it's the next biggest thing, and how they're investing all their money into it. So you put your money in it. As soon as they've got enough money in it, they withdraw all theirs out, and the value just goes to absolutely nothing. It's known as a pump and a dump. So they pump it up, they hype it up, and as soon as we've got that hype, they dump it. And that is something you genuinely have to be careful of when it comes to crypto, and also stocks. But that's pump and dump is something that you'll find more in the penny stock market than the actual stock market. Penny stocks are great; they can be great to make money off, but a lot of there can be a lot of pump and dump schemes in penny stocks as well, like with the lesser known crypto schemes. So I mean, even from my limited knowledge of crypto, I'm pretty safe to say, if you want to go into crypto, stick to Bitcoin. Unless you know something I don't, but if the safe way to do crypto, if you ask me, is with Bitcoin. Like CPM has just said, always come back to educate on everything you want to invest in, and I couldn't agree with him more. I love our CPM. How he advises people to go and do their own research. Never listen to me, never listen to Cobra, never listen to any of us without going back and doing a bit of your own research as well.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. No doubt about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So when you first started with your stacking, you were getting all this bullion. What was it exactly that swayed you more into a collector, as you put it yourself?
Oh well, I've set up my stuff here to basically show you my journey. So I can go through it with you if you want. So if you want to ask me about any particular set of stuff that I show you, and then I can go through what made me change into each thing. So here we have the bullion stuff, and as I said, I started off with that, and a lot of it was because of the rhetoric that I saw, which was stack up on silver, and I did follow that pump where it was, silver's going to shoot to the moon and all this lot. But it didn't take long to realize that, look, if you look, and then I started looking, you look at the history of silver, it has gone up and down, very volatile. And yes, you can store some money in it. Is it going to be inflation? Probably not. Is it going to shoot to the moon tomorrow? Well, watching some of Backyard Bullion, they've been saying it for years. Going to shoot to the moon, it's undervalued and all that. And it probably is undervalued, and it probably is held down in cost. But I don't see it shooting to the moon. Then I started looking at...
Cobra, before we move on, let me just interrupt you, because when people talk about it being undervalued, the way I see it is, silver obviously is a precious metal. It's a precious metal. Its main use by a long way is for things like cutlery, jewellery, tableware, fine silver. That's where most of the silver is sold. But I often wonder, the amount of industrial use it has, does that not keep the cost of silver down somewhat? Because when you're looking at it being bought massive industrial amounts of it, industry isn't going to pay precious metal prices for what they get, are they? So do you not think that maybe, the fact that it is such an industrial metal helps keep the cost of it down, rather than I've said this in several of my videos. There's two things. The number one use for silver is industry. The number one use. It's not actually, mate. It's
isn't it?
No, it's the number one use for silver is fine silverware and jewellery. It's used.
Okay,
yeah, it's still.
But there is a massive use in industry.
It is.
For
yeah.
Sure.
No, it has. It does. Out of all the precious metals, it's used more in his industry than any of them, and it's used a lot in the industry. It definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was always saying that sort of thing. I was saying that, look, if they did whack up the price of silver majorly, let's say, then it would hit industry, which would hit us. But then you also have to look at the amount of silver that's used in each product. Yes, it would affect things, but I don't know how much by. So yes, I've always felt that if it was, if the price did go up, it would affect the industries and it would affect the end user and the products that come out of it.
Yeah,
no doubt. But I think they based the ratio of gold to silver by how much gold there is to how much silver there is under the ground. and from what I can gather, and I may be wrong about this, but from what I can gather, it should be about 12-1. And we're running at about 85 or 90-1 at the moment.
Yeah.
Between 80 and 90-1, let's say. So the ratio is completely wrong. We know it's been manipulated in the past by the two brothers who bought loads of silver and really sort of manipulated the markets there.
Yeah.
And we know the big industries get done for so many different things in manipulation of shares and this, that, and the other all the time. But the point is, are we going to see that massive rise within a year or anything like that? I can't see it. And if you look at the last 20, 30 years of silver, how much has it really gone up by?
Exactly.
Not a massive amount.
No, and my point on that is, it's just like Scott Silver said in the comments, industry won't allow it to shoot the moon. And I think there's truth in that. Whereas, because industry, when you've got that bigger customer, they can start to tell what they're paying, if you know what I mean. And industry won't allow the price of silver to get so high that it outcosts industry, if you know what I mean. Because at the end of the day, silver doesn't have to be used. And there's gold has a lot of great industrial purpose uses as well. The reason it's not used as much is because of the cost difference between gold and silver. And if you ever, I truly believe this, if silver did ever shoot the moon, all you'd start seeing is some industries, rather than using silver, they'd use something that's maybe not quite as conductive, but because there's that cost benefit average that you've got to consider. So I think if the price of silver went up high enough, industry would start to use other materials, which perhaps aren't as good, but cost so much less that it makes it viable to use them. Anyways,
well, I think there are certain things which need to use silver because it is the best conductor of electricity. Yeah. But there is also, for the last 10 years, research that has been going into a conductor of electricity which is better than silver, but man-made. Yeah. Now, they have been doing this for ages. Now, if that suddenly got created and cost less than silver, we would see probably a massive drop in silver because industry wouldn't use it no more at all.
Definitely, because obviously price is based on supply and demand. If you take away that much demand, then the price will drop, and and let's be honest, that's one of the reasons we've seen such a huge increase in silver over the last few decades. I mean, there's been times in the past where silver's been like £2-4 per ounce, hasn't there? Yeah, and that's what scares me.
Well, we saw that in the 70s, and then by the 90s, it was back to that same price. So if you were stacking silver in the 70s and you stacked it for 20 years, you would have got the same value back after 20 years, not including inflation. And that's how dangerous it can be, is what I'm saying. Look, I'm not putting down silver. I love silver.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I do. I absolutely love it. What I'm saying is it's a riskier one than gold. Mm-hmm. And we have seen that over a 20-year period between 70 and 90, it went right up and it went right back down.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so we could see that again.
Yeah.
But it's been hovering between 18 and 20 for the last whole year.
Yeah.
I mean, 21 was its peak, which I remember, and I was buying some silver at that time. And then since then it dropped down to 1750, 1850. Even now recently it went up to about 1910 and then dropped down to 1850 again. So, what's the real thing with it?
Yeah, no, and that's genuinely what scares me, the fact that it's it's capable of losing so much value, and it's exactly like you said yourself. And if people don't think it, look at all the advances in technology we're now seeing, and it is only a matter of time until we're able to synthesize something that's a better conductor than silver. But the point I was making is, if it just went down to conductivity, all wires would be made out of silver. You wouldn't have...
No, because there's a cost to that.
Exactly.
And you can still get the same... You can get the conductivity in wires that you need from copper.
Exactly. But
that's
silver...
what you need. But in certain elements, in TVs or computers or what, you need better conductivity, which is where silver's needed. You can't use copper for what's needed.
Not always, though. It's, if you take... just take connectors, for an example. Now, the highest price connectors you'll find will be made of gold. And the reason they'll use gold for connectors is it's the fact that it doesn't tarnish makes it a better connector than silver, because it's still a superconductor. It's still really good at conducting electricity, but it doesn't tarnish. So that connection, you will keep that conductivity because it doesn't have any patina on the actual metal. Now, down from that, you get silver, which is, it's a better conductor, but it tarnishes a bit quicker. So there'll be a load of cases where silver is used now where if they really had to, they could use other things, and you may not get as good results, but you'll keep the cost down on things. And I just think, a lot of, if you, like you said yourself, the price enters into it a lot. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying there's not, everything, and you are right, there's certain things that they have to use silver for. All I'm saying is if we do see the price go up to a, stupidly, if it does shoot the moon, then there'll be things that we'll start looking into. Well, it's no longer cost viable to use silver for that. It's a better, we get a better result from it, but we can't afford to use it as a raw material anymore. And that was just the point I was making. But I agree.
I do agree to a certain extent. What I'm saying is we need to understand technology ourselves to a high level to know what is necessary to use silver for and what isn't.
Yeah.
It's easy for us to say that, but we don't know the science of the technology and what's actually needed. I don't know. In a computer, if you use something like copper, is it going to be sufficient to run your computer fast enough or whatever? I don't know. But it's knowing that technology. I'm sure there are certain things that can be replaced, but there are certain others that probably can't.
Yeah, no, absolutely, 100% right. There's certain things that can be replaced, there's certain things that can't. But if the price goes up, those things that can be replaced will start to be replaced, and it will have an impact, and that's all I mean. So I absolutely agree with you 100% there. The other thing is what you touched on earlier is the cost of silver. Now, what do you think could make silver shoot the moon?
I don't think it will.
I can't think of much that could happen to make it shoot the moon. But apart from
I don't think it will. People say there's a shortage of silver, or they've said there's a shortage of silver before. There isn't a shortage of silver. There's silver out there, and there are ways it can be recycled as well. There's silver out there. There's no shortage of it as such.
Yeah.
I honestly can't see that it will shoot the moon. It will go up in price.
Yeah.
It's always going to be the thing of, the value of money is less and so it costs more or whatever else. But I can't see it shooting the moon. No, I really can't.
I genuinely can't. Honestly, to everybody watching, I genuinely can't. I know people are there saying it will shoot the moon. I can't see. The only thing I could really see that would happen is if they come out and say, well, with mine, we can't literally get any more silver out of the ground. That being said,
because then there is a shortage.
Yeah, but that being said, even then, there's like what you've said, just touched on there yourself. At the moment, we don't recycle silver from solar panels. We don't do it. So there's piles and piles and piles of silver in solar panel scrapyards, which are just laid there because at the moment it's not cost efficient to recycle them. It may get to a point.
No, but who's scrapping so many solar panels? They're building more and they're using them all the time.
No, but what I'm saying is, but they have to.
How often are they being scrapped?
They don't. Well, they get scrapped all the time because solar panels have quite a short lifespan. They get weathered and scratched. Just dust in the wind, etc., can actually weather the panels themselves, and then they stop being able to produce as much electricity. So they do actually get scrapped all the time, and there's entire factories with solar panels on the roofs that every 10 or so years they have to have them all taken down and replaced. There are genuinely huge scrap piles of solar panels. There's a reason why I brought that up for an example, because they literally are. There's something that do have to be recycled quite on a quite regular basis at the moment, at least. So there is quite a lot of silver out there just lying in scrap solar panels. And at the moment, there's that and other things as well, where at the moment there's silver there, we're just not tapping into it because at the moment it's cheaper to get it through other means. Now, what I'm saying is,
I was going to say is probably the cost of recycling.
Yeah.
would have an effect on it then.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, if you know, if it goes to a point where it starts getting more and more expensive to mine with silver, then we'll start looking to other means to get them. And it may get to a point in the future where it is cost effective. You know, we will start looking into recycling. You know, scrap silver, which is, it's just out there, just not doing anything at the moment. But yeah, that's definitely something. And I'm sorry to interrupt you. It's just something it's something I wanted to discuss in a bit more detail, because like you say, you do get people saying silver's going to shoot the moon, and like you say, I completely agree. I do see that silver's going to go up in value. I do, in line with inflation, if nothing else, as long as you don't see anything like synthetic materials replacing it on. My concern.
I don't even think it goes up in line with inflation, to be honest, bruv.
No.
You look at what inflation has done in the last year with food and everything else. Has silver gone up in the same line as inflation? No.
Certainly not. Certainly not.
It may go up but it's not keeping in line with inflation. Nowhere near.
Not always. No, not always. No, and I use that as an example. You know, of a kind of value you're looking for silver to go up to. And like you say, if it goes up to the same amount of inflation, you're doing very well, and you probably won't see that it's gone up that much. I completely agree that when you come to an investment model, gold is the better one. I think you can pick it up cheap, you know, a lot closer to its spot value. It's like you say, it goes up in value a lot more in line with inflation. And I certainly agree with everything you said earlier about gold being the better one. And I wasn't trying to say that silver will match inflation. I'm just saying that's more of a more realistic.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It'll go up, a few pound here and there, but it's not a major thing. I mean, what we were talking about, higher highs and higher lows. I mean, gold seems to match that more realistically than silver does. Do you know what I mean? Mick had said earlier that the thing that will make silver shoot to the moon is people panicking. Yes, to a certain extent, but that market is so small compared to the usage of silver. It won't affect it that much. You know, if you look at what the market of stackers is and all that sort of stuff, yes, people panic and they run to gold and silver. More so gold, I would say. And yes, that can affect it. But really, what is the percentage buying power of people panicking?
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't... You might see a brief spike through panic in silver, but that's all it's gonna be. I mean, that kind of thing might be useful to buy something on the short term, but I'm with you, mate. I just can't see it going up that dramatically. I think it's going to go up a few quid, and I think that's why it's so important to make sure you're buying your silver pieces at the right price.
I'm sorry, I've got to interrupt you. 365
Go on, mate.
Let's move on from slagging off silver. I don't want to have to do a Will Smith tonight.
Oh, no, we're not.
I'm not even slagging it off. I love silver. But I'm talking about the realistic expectations of what silver can do. You know, I love silver.
Absolutely.
You can see from my collection or whatever how much I love silver. But, the realistic expectations of an investment or not an investment, it's not an investment. You can store your money in it, but I don't see it as an investment. Yeah,
and I think you better, like you've said yourself, I mean, I'm not here to slag silver off. I love silver. I love silver as much as the next man. I really do. I've always been more of a fan of the way silver looks to gold. We're just here. We're just giving our honest opinion on things and the way we see it.
Yeah.
But let's move on. So we've had this silver bullion.
I was on the bullion.
Yep.
And I was picking up loads, and as I say, the people who've watched my videos from the beginning would have seen the growth massively, like APM, like Gold Tooth Stacker, massively putting money into silver. Then one of my big mistakes was these things here.
Mine too.
Proof coins.
Yeah.
Now, I bought a hell of a lot, and you'll see the boxes underneath there. There's loads of boxes there, and I have loads more proof silver coins. Yeah. And they are lovely. Don't get me wrong. They are beautiful. They stand out a lot more than your bullion coins. They're absolutely gorgeous. And I still buy some proof coins, like the Star Wars set that's there. I've now started the James Bond set from the Royal Mint. please don't everyone kill me. So I'll be collecting them. And I do still pick up silver proofs. I have told myself 100 times, stop doing it. And this is the reason why. So these proof coins, 1 ounce proof coins, are costing you about £105 or thereabouts for 1 ounce of silver in a proof coin.
Yeah.
Now, getting that value back is very hard. And I know there was a time that proof coins would do very well, and some of them still probably would do very well in the future. But you don't see a big rise in them straight away or anything like that. Not that anything is going to happen overnight, but you don't see a massive rise in them. They are far more expensive than buying a bullion coin in that way. So, yes, if you want to collect them and you really like them, then by all means. But for me, proof coins at the moment is not the way forward. I think maybe in the future we may regain the thing of proofs and people wanting proofs. But right now, I don't think people have got the money to buy proofs. And as I say, I'm no one to talk about it because look at that one there. That is the 1 kilo coronation coin. I bought 2 of them.
Beautiful.
And 1 kilo of silver, 2.5 grand each. So, I'm not one to talk. I'm just telling you what I feel are some of the mistakes I made, some of the things I did a little bit wrong. And I love them, and I have slabbed a few of them, but I don't think if you are coming into the game, that's something you should get straight away. I think once you've established a base stack, maybe it's something you might want to look at in the future, but definitely not something to start off with proof coins. But I went from bullion to proof very, very quickly, and I think that was a bit of an error on my part.
Yeah, just to touch quickly on the proof coins. I'm with you 100% there. I don't think proof coins are really something for stackers at all. There's something more for coin collectors, and that's why I buy proof coins. Just because I've been a coin collector for a lot more years than I've been a stacker, and I like to add a few to my collection as a collector's piece. Like Cobra's just said, they're not a great investment, certainly not at the moment, and I just want to agree 100%, not something for somebody who's just getting into it. Buy some bullion pieces first, get your feet on the ground before you even consider starting looking at proof items.
Absolutely. Then I moved on to things like these, and this was really. Again, 365 was the one who sort of brought me into these, and it all started with this one here. 365 knows he was the first one I saw with that, and the Argentia mint is a beautiful mint, and they bring out these 10 ounces and 5 ounces, and I bought loads of these, and I love them, and I still love them, and you pick them up for the same as you would with a 10-ounce bar and all that lot. So I don't see a problem with these as such. They're 10 ounces of silver, absolutely gorgeous pieces. And if you're going to buy a 10-ounce bar or you're going to buy a 10-ounce one of these, either way, absolutely gorgeous. Even with the 10-ounce bars, when I see something like this, for instance, I'll give it time to catch up on the lag. So this is a 10-ounce bar that was bought out and minted during the COVID pandemic. Now, look, I don't know. I have not seen this bar anywhere else ever.
Is that COVID on it? It's got COVID on it, hasn't it?
Yeah, bro, it's got COVID on it, and it's actually got on there minted during COVID-19 pandemic. Right?
I just love the way.
But you think about this, bro. In the future, has anyone in the comments ever seen this bar before?
No, I haven't. I think it's an amazing way to try and monetize COVID, though. That's brilliant, that is.
Yeah, but it's an amazing way to capture history as well.
Yeah,
bro.
no, absolutely. It's great. You know what I mean? It's a great bar, absolutely.
And so I think something like that, if you find something like that, it's worth getting. It's 10 ounces of silver no matter what.
Yeah.
It cost me the same as any other bar or any other piece of artwork like these ones cost me. But it's got a bit of history there to something that was a major event in the whole world.
And I think I think that's going to do
Yeah.
well. I do. I think in 10 years' time, that will be quite sought after, because it's a very big landmark in history, the whole COVID affair, and I think in a few years' time that could do well. It is a great bar. I just find it quite comical that they've as Just Gold has
No, I
said,
get it. I get
a
it.
COVID commemorative.
Yeah. So, I moved on to these sort of bars, and I've collected quite a few. And then it was sets of coins as well. And I've got these boxes out here. Again, I should wait a little bit for the lag. But I've got these boxes out here, which are the collections of coins that are built up. And you've got hang on, if I can open it, hang on. You've got all these silverback gorillas there, which are beautiful. And so with these now, all I've got to do is add a year every year. So you build up the whole date run, and you got them. And they're beautiful sets to have, and they build up really nice. This is the Perth Mint, or Australian Mint, sorry, Lunar 2 series. And that's the complete set.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
And these sort of sets, I think, are absolutely gorgeous.
They are.
And, honestly, you're paying the same sort of amount, maybe a little bit more here and there if you're backstacking. But for the coins, for a silver coin, you're paying the same sort of amount you would for anything else. But you're getting a really nice set, which you build up.
Yeah.
And then one of my major concentrations went on to, as a few of you might have seen,
the Kookaburras?
Kookaburra.
Yes, there we go.
And there you've got the whole set of Kookaburras in 2 boxes. And again, I've only got to buy one a year now to keep that set going. And they are absolutely, and you really do feel a sense of achievement when you manage to get the whole sets.
Yeah.
The Dragon bars, I sort of got all of them, and so many people were after them then. And now, if you've got all 6 of them at the moment, all you have to do is add another one a year, and it keeps up that collection. So it's adding some sort of interest then to your collection, and that's the way I was going. And then you've got to remember, with those Kookaburras, for instance, some of them coins, honestly, were so hard to get, I paid £80 to £100 for them.
Yeah.
For one coin.
Yeah.
Because I wanted that collection there.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at collecting a basic Britannia, or year on year buying these sort of things which have limited mintage, and that is a key word there, the Britannias now, as if you'd seen CPM's latest video, he's collected all the Britannias, did a video on them, and he told us the mintages. And then I think it got to 2016, and he went, from now on, they were all unlimited. Well, they're not going to grow in value because they're harder to get, because there was just churned out. Whereas these other coins have a limited mintage, and that really makes a difference. And they're beautiful to collect. They are absolutely amazing, with a great sense of achievement when you actually get them.
Yeah, they are. And that's what I recommend them much. We said don't buy the proofs. The series bullion coins, they're brilliant, because they're pennies more than the standard bullion when you buy them new.
Yeah.
When they first come out, they really are pennies more, and the value they can go up, like Cobra's just said, is astronomical. And limited mintages, absolutely. If it's something that's really popular, it doesn't even have to be a stupidly low mintage. As long as it's a limited mintage, it can do really, really well going forward. So I'm a big fan of the series bullion coins, massively. They appease the collector in me. They're great for stacking because you can get them at a really good price. Just look at Stephen with the Freeze for V's. He had the foresight of stacking Una bars when they first came out, and well done him.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
Cobra. This is the thing. There are certain ones, and you never know. You'll pick up that if you stick to Britannias, you'll always be stuck with Britannias.
Yeah.
Right. And as I say, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with getting a base stack of Britannias and then moving on to other things, because there are certain things that come out and you don't know what it's going to be, but they do shoot to the moon. So we're seeing it with the Una and the Lion, not the bars, but the coin that came out.
Yeah.
no one knew how that was going to explode, and it went into the thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands.
Yeah.
So you could be lucky with something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
Absolutely, absolutely, 100%. How do you feel about having somebody on for a quick chat?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool, cool. Because I think Ray's up for coming on for a quick chat. So if you want to just show a piece or two, and I'll try and get him on with us, mate.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, while he's doing that, I then moved on to, and I'm still collecting those coin sets. I'm still collecting those beautiful pieces of silver that I like. But I also look at these very high premium pieces. And there's things like this. Hang on, let's have a look. Things like these came out as a Marvel sets. Now, the mints are changing the way they're doing things. But I'll get back to that. I think Stack Collector's back with Ray.
I think so. Have you got me?
All right. Okay. So, sorry, there was a bit going on in the background there where Stack Collector's trying to sort out Ray and get him going. So I was just saying the mints are changing their ways, and the Perth mint are one of the biggest ones. These were bought out as trading coins. So like we had the trading cards of Pokemon and all that sort of stuff. These have been bought out. Now, there are only 250 of the green ones. The orange ones were only 50 or 150, etc. And they are holding their value massively and going up. So with these, they came out, there was a certain amount of sets, yeah, they've just flown off the shelf, and the prices are holding. And then there's new things like these graded cards here. That's gold in there, a very thin layer of gold, albeit. But these are selling off at £300, £350. So there's money in these things, but again, higher risk, much, much higher risk in what you're doing. A thing that both myself and Gold Tooth Stacker love are these bullets. You've got the 1 ounce, the 2 ounce, the 10 ounce, 50 caliber, absolutely beautiful pieces, but you're going to pay a bit of a premium, not that much to tell the truth, but a bit of a premium on them. They're fabulous pieces, and this is the sort of stuff I'm getting into. Look at this black platinum and 24 karat gold gilded maple.
That is gorgeous, Cobra.
Absolutely stunning.
That is gorgeous. And so, hopefully, buddy, hopefully we should have Ray on the line with us now, mate. Ray, do you want to say hello to everyone?
Hello there.
Hey, Ray.
Ray, how you doing, brother?
Yes, good, thank you.
Awesome. Before we get into it, guys, let me just do a quick audio check on the chat. So if everyone can just let me know, can you hear both Ray and Cobra, and are they coming through without an echo? That would be absolutely brilliant. So, Ray, it's great to actually speak to you, because we've conversed quite a few times in the past over email, etc., but we've never actually spoken like this, have we?
No, that's true. I'm a virgin on the line.
Well, it's absolutely brilliant to have you on with us. Ray was one of the guys who donated some of the items for the charity auction, wasn't he?
Yeah, very generously as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ray, you're like me, aren't you? You're a big fan of old silver, is that correct? You there, Ray?
Have we lost Ray already?
We may have lost Ray. I think it says he's on the course still.
Yeah.
You there?
Right. Yeah.
I'm
All right.
not sure what's happened there. Yeah, no, it says.
Do you want to try and work on that, and I'll carry on chatting for a bit?
Well, it's just dropped off the course, so I'll. Yeah, okay. Let me see if I can get it back. 1 second. Are you there, Ray?
Hello.
Hey, old buddy. Let me just get you back into the. Oh, hold on. I think everything's gone wrong here. 1 second, Ray. I think I've lost Cobra off the line. I'll get you back onto that call, mate. 1 second. Oh dear. Here we go. Sorry about this, everybody. I'm just having a bit of an issue with Skype at the moment. Hopefully, Cobra will be able to answer if I'm calling him on the right one. That is. No, I think that's the wrong one for Cobra, so let me try his other one. Try that. I'm really sorry about this, everybody. I've even lost my own camera on this one. Cobra scared him off, yes. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Is this the right one for you, is it? Ron. Okay, let me call you back on the other one really quickly then, buddy. All right, cheers, mate. Bye-bye. Right, it turns out I've just called Cobra on the wrong number, so I'm just trying to call him back now. So I'm very sorry about this, guys. I do apologise. Oh, it says Cobra Stacker is unavailable on the other one. I'm not sure what's happened there. Let me try one more time. I'm really sorry about this, guys. This is completely my fault. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Right, okay. Do you want me to try that one again, or? Right, okay. No. I've no idea, mate. I've just put my camera back on, so everyone should be able to see that now at all. Are you okay to proceed on this one, mate, or to go ahead on this one? It'll still be better than mine. Let me add you. I've just got to add you back into the chat. This one is Cobra 2. Ray said if he's involved, it always breaks. It's normally me, Ray. It really is normally me. I think I've just lost Cobra again. 1 second. Oh, okay. Brilliant. I certainly can, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Right, let me get you in here then, so everyone else can hear you. And there we go. Okay. Right, let me see. I'm going to just leave it like that, mate. I've turned it into landscape. I have the power. I do love the OBS for that. Right. And get rid of that. Not that one. Get rid of that one and transition that across, and we should have Cobra back on the line.
I'm here.
Brilliant.
I don't know if I've got a picture with you. I hope I have.
You have, yes. It looks good, mate. It does look good, and it still looks really clear and crisp on that, mate. So that's awesome, buddy.
Cool.
Right.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna try and get Ray back onto the line then, and I'm sure.
All right. Fair enough.
All right.
Sorry about that, everyone. Don't know what happens. Ray's Virgin attempt to join us broke the system. But we have technical support from the Stack Collector, who's a wizard at all this. So, he'll get us back on, I'm sure.
Awesome. And, 1 second, Cobra, your cam's gone to a different side, so let me just very quickly sort that so that doesn't happen again, and then hopefully we should have Ray with us. So
I think so.
Yes, I can hear Ray. That's absolutely
yeah.
Fine. Let me
yes. My camera's gone all small on the actual camera thing, but
no, that's brilliant. I think Ray, just say something again for us, mate.
Hello there.
Brilliant. We should have three voices and no echo, so we should all be sorted now. Guys, thank you so much for bearing with me on that. I do apologise. We are now back up to speed. So Ray, once again, thank you for joining us, buddy. How are you today, mate?
Yes, good, thank you.
Brilliant, brilliant. And what I was saying before was, like myself, you're a big fan of the old silver, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
I probably would be more of a collector than a stacker.
Yeah.
Really, anything precious metals has got a value to it. That's what got me started. And, you enjoy it and you love the pieces. And I find it fascinating hobby. I don't think it's a get-rich-quick scheme. But, when you do come to sell, I think you will make a few quid, but if you don't, you don't.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great way to look at it. It takes a lot of pressure off it. Just want to just say I've just seen CPM's comment. He said it was nice and quiet without Cobra for a while.
Yeah, he'll always have a word to say to have a go at me, but that's cool. That's our friendship. No, I think.
Absolutely. And how good is it to have 2/3 of the Grumpy Old Gits Club on the line with me?
Well, I think it's brilliant.
Cobra's the young Grumpy Git compared to me. So I won't tell you how old I am, but I'm not far off getting my pension. Put it that way.
Well, I'm happy to be the younger one out of the old Gits. I really am. But I love our little semi-little group there of the old Gits, definitely.
I love it too. It's a lot of fun. So Ray, now while you've got me and Cobra, this is a perfect chance for you to ask us any questions you might have.
Well, I don't know about questions, but the way the stacking channels are getting bigger all the time, there's so much more info going out there for people. It just creates a much kind of safer environment, I think, because we've all got to be wary of getting shafted. I mean, the more information out there for everybody, the more confident people can be. And I've made mistakes along the line, so has everybody, no doubt,
Yeah.
But there's certain things that I bought that I kind of wish I hadn't, but I think they do okay in the long run. And, everything's a learning curve, but there wasn't half the information available when I started stacking, collecting as what there is now. So don't think there's so much of an excuse to do things wrong, really. There's guys like you two that really help it.
Oh, thank you, Ray, mate. And I think that's a great point to make. The more we build this community, the safer it gets, because we're here to support each other. And if we can help and advise people. If one of us sees somebody selling fake coins, we can put them on display, and so people know not to buy them. And I think that's a great point, isn't it, Cobra?
Yeah, 100%. And I think, Ray, you're absolutely right. Even when I started, there was only really, from what I saw at the time, Backyard Bullion and 365, and then myself, CPM, yourself. There was a load of us coming in together at roughly the same sort of time, a few months apart. And it's not only, say, with fake coins, but even telling people about the mistakes we made.
Yeah.
Helps them not to make the same mistakes, as in where to buy from and, what's a better way to buy, or a better way, or our opinions. And opinions, no doubt about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It would be if we all said, yeah, just go for that one thing. But we all have different opinions. And then it's a thing of filtering out for every individual what they think is the best route for them to take in their journey.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Like everybody's got a different reason to do it. Everybody are different everybody are different ages. It's yes. Like what you were saying about Bitcoin and things like that. Well, like what you said, we're a little bit old for things that, if we haven't got it sorted by now, we're not going to get it sorted, are we?
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Ray, you're absolutely right. And you're right. It is different journeys in our life. It's different periods in our life. And so you don't have to follow it. And I've said this many times about my stack. People look at my stack and say, oh, I need to get to that. No, you don't. No, you don't.
No.
If you're younger and you've got a family and a mortgage and everything else, do it slowly, step by step. If you're older, like us old gits, and you've got a bit of spare money and you want to do things in a certain way, then by all means spend a bit more on it if you can afford to do that. But you're absolutely right, Ray. Everyone is at a different point in their life, and that affects their stacking or collecting journey.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If I was a 20-year-old just starting out, just got a job or whatever, and if I had my time over again, I would buy a sovereign every time I could afford one
Yeah.
for my pension. And basically, hopefully, obviously, you're going to be paying more as the prices went up over time, but so should your wages go up, things like that. So, say you were lucky enough to be able to buy a sovereign a month. By the time you got to 65, you'd have a lot of sovereigns. And because sovereigns are so liquid, I would just cash in a sovereign once a month to add to my state pension or something like that. And they're not very trackable. They're really a worldwide currency. Sovereigns. There's a lot of faith in them, you know, and people. And you will get peaks and troughs with gold, and silver. But you know, you've not got to be afraid of that. Let's face it, you know, it's steadily gone up over time. And to me, there's a lot less risk with sovereigns over time than what there is with virtually anything else. That's just my opinion.
I absolutely agree. Yeah, gold for me. Yep, sovereigns, as you say, are the most liquid. Even when I go to Egypt, they're buying and selling sovereigns over there. They call it the George coin,
Right.
and they will pay a lot more for it over there, and they sell it for a lot more.
Right.
Probably because it's maybe a bit harder to get out there, but they are worldwide. They're recognised worldwide. But gold in general, I think, is a safer bet more than anything else.
Well,
But I agree.
And another way of looking at it, if you've got a run, you can fill your pockets with sovereigns, and you've got a lot of wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can fit.
Well, try taking the same value in silver in your pocket.
Well,
Good luck.
you need a wheelbarrow.
Yes, absolutely. No, that's what. It's a double-edged sword, though, isn't it? Because it's a lot easier to carry, but you lose one coin, and you've lost a lot more than you do when you lose a silver coin.
Quite true. That's quite true.
So-
But I mean, a lot of the channels that talk about silver, especially, they look on doomsday sort of predictions, that the end of the world is nigh sort of thing, you know, and you need to have some real wealth, as in gold and silver. Well, I don't think it's going to happen like that, but I still think that we're in for very turbulent times for the next minimum 5 years, and it certainly would be a good idea to have some sort of physical gold and silver. I'm sure, actually.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because you just don't know what's around the corner, and
I always say,
geopolitically, politically, the way the world is. I mean, we are at quite a big risk of cyber attacks and things like that.
Yes.
And what's
Yes.
going to happen? What's going to happen if we get a cyber attack? You know, the whole country could virtually come to a standstill.
yeah, it
You
could.
know,
It could. And we are.
Well, war. The first thing they look at is cyber attacks, because if you can cut down a country's communications, cut down their ways of trading, those are the biggest things that will impact a country. And this is why I have said, I mean, me and CPM have talked about this countless times, that gold and silver are that asset that you can hold within yourself. And with Bitcoin and all that sort of stuff, though I do love it and I've really got a thing for it, I do have that fear of a cyber attack. And, you know, definitely, look, there is good reasons to have a load of different things, but I think gold and silver are very, very important. Gold, as I say, especially more so than silver. And this doomsday thing that everyone talks about, as you see on many, many channels, this is another way of getting clickbait, all that sort of stuff.
Correct.
And realistically, if we got to a stage where there was a nuclear attack and we survived it, what are we really going to do with the gold and silver? And there'll be people out
Yeah.
there. If you pull out a lump of gold and say, yeah, I'll trade you for it, they'll just stab you for it anyway and take it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, or they just laugh at you and say, "Well, I'm not swapping my bread for that," because it's what we're going to eat.
Yeah, bread might have more value than gold when it comes to that.
If it was that, but go on, Ray. Sorry.
Well, I kind of think that I personally don't think it'd get that bad, but you just never know. It's just it's a strange time we're living in. But there'll have to be some sort of organisation within the chaos, and I think that they would have to go to coin-based things, and the people with the gold and silver, you've got to have some way of trading, and that's why money was invented, wasn't it? But money was made of precious metals, not a piece of worthless paper,
Absolutely.
And it wouldn't surprise me that if it went back to something like that, but maybe with just the currency is backed by gold and silver, or just gold. It wouldn't surprise me.
I would like it. I would much prefer for the money for money we use to have some kind of intrinsic value rather than just having a fiat value. I'd much prefer that. I do think it would be great. And I think you've raised some brilliant points there, especially just going back quickly onto the cyber attack things. I mean, the whole cyber attack issue is a huge issue, and there's cyber attacks going on all the time, and it's like you said, Cobra. They wouldn't. It's not just even, but it's the whole system is now works electronically through the internet. The infrastructure, traffic light systems, even that. A cyber attack could bring everything down, and that is one place where it is an absolute benefit to have your investment in actual physical metal rather than something that's on the exchange. I always say, and one thing I love to say is prepare for the worst but hope for the best, and have some kind of plan there if things do go bad. But use the system as it is right now. I mean, I every now and again I'll buy paper gold and silver just to hold it very short term and sell it again. I do like to use the system as it is right now. But I think it's a great point that if anything was to go down on a cyber attack, you could lose all of your wealth like that.
Absolutely. You asked me if I wanted to ask you any questions. Both of you, what actually started you in I don't know whether you started stacking, collecting, but what actually got your interest in precious metals?
Cobra, do you want to start off with that one, mate?
Yeah. I think I got to a certain age where I had everything that I wanted materialistically, let's say, and also realised that I didn't need half of what I had, and that I just bought it for the sake of buying it, whether it be cars, motorbikes, or, loads of TVs in my house or whatever else. I just thought, I don't need all this. So what am I really doing with my money? So there was two things to it. One, I would like to retire sooner rather than later, and I wanted to build up something where I've had my own businesses. Unfortunately, I hadn't taken out pension plans and all that lot. I had an amount of money coming in, and I wanted to stop wasting it on rubbish that was losing value all the time. And so I started watching YouTube and all that lot, and for different things, and saw about gold and silver. One thing is, in my culture, I was always taught that gold, you've got to have gold, but it was always about Indian jewelry, Indian gold jewelry, which is great, but they have even higher premiums because of the labour that goes into them. And so when I started seeing the gold and silver side of it in bullion, I decided that was the way I wanted to put my money. And now in the last year, that has grown and grown to a point where I want to sell off a load of my cars and my motorbike and stuff like that, which is losing value every year, and put the money into more gold and silver and a bit of Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's brilliant to see you, going from one way of spending to another, and it's great for you to be able to identify that in your own behaviour and be able to look into that. That's very respectable, mate. For me, it was a whole load of reasons, really. I had some silver coins in my old coinage. I had some silver jewellery. I didn't have any bullion at all. The first thing I was looking into, really, I was watching people who were doing car boot hunts and looking for silver knickknacks more than anything. The kind of things I've had a couple off of you, Ray, like the little watch fob and the fork and spoon, that kind of thing. Trying to find them at a car boot where we were going for less than the value.
Yeah.
And then I came across bullion, and I think it was from starting to watch the stacking channels. I used to watch Silver Dragons, Backyard Bullion. Started watching 365 Days of Silver, and then I was like, well, I bullion just made so much sense to me because it was silver, but it was also a coin. I had the coin collection. I was looking into getting silver, and it just perfectly married the two off for me. And I also wanted, and I've mentioned this before, but I've got a lot of. I mean, the size of my collection is big. I've got a lot of coins, but most of them are just old circulating coins, and they're not worth much at all, really. And what I wanted to do is start to get a few more nicer coins and coins that were, a little bit more worth collecting. The circulating coins is great for doing date runs, that kind of thing. But I wanted to get some more nicer coins, which is why I went out and bought myself some proofs. Looked into getting the bullion, that kind of thing. So for me, it was more of a evolutionary progress. So it was a lot of little steps. One other thing was I've mentioned this before, and it was a genuine factor into me buying bullion. I was always so very tempted to clean my old coins and make them shine, and I know you should never clean your coins, and I just thought to myself, well, why don't you buy some new silver coins, which are nice and shiny, straight off the block, and you haven't got to worry about it. And I will be honest, since buying the bullion, I have never wanted to clean a coin since. So it kind of did work in that respect. But for me, there was also elements of like what Cobra said. I've always had a hole in my pocket, and one of the best things for me about precious metals is once you've spent your money, you've never truly spent it, because it's still there, and that piece of silver will outlast all of us. So it's great to spend your money on something that's more of a conversion of your cash than it is outright spending it. So for me that was basically my kind of process and what got me into looking into buying more silver. How about yourself, Ray? What got you interested into it, mate?
Well, slightly different to you guys. I was going through my late mother's possessions, and down in the bottom of an old wardrobe was a green little bag. We went through it, and there were some watch bits and pieces in there. Don't know where she got them from and all that. And anyway, there was a nice watch chain in there. Anyway, thought that looks nice. Anyway, only turns out to be Edwardian rose gold, 9-carat rose gold double Albert watch chain. And I didn't know anything about gold. Well, I always liked gold, but I don't wear jewellery and things like that. But I always liked the look of gold, but never owned any. And I was looking at this watch chain, and I thought, I looked on there, and it said 9CT on it. I thought, that can't be gold. Anyway, I just done a little bit of research on it, and it was gold, solid 9-carat gold. And then it just got me thinking, there's things hanging around in drawers and wardrobes and things like that, and people don't really know what they got. So I went through other possessions, and there was a gold-coloured ring in there, and looked like something out of a lucky bag. You guys wouldn't remember the lucky bag, but
yes.
You've got little gifts in these sweet bags, and it looked rubbish, and it had these marks on it, and it took me forever to work out these marks, and it ended up being 18 carat Egyptian gold ring.
Wow.
And I had no idea where she got it. She probably got it from a jumble sale. Used to be jumble sales back in those days. Car boots hadn't really been invented.
Yeah.
And I got to thinking, she died with not much money at all, and she had that gold chain there and those rings there that would have been, if she'd have sold them, it would have been a nice bit of money for her,
Yeah.
And it just started me researching what she had there, and I got really into the researching of it.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to do, I worked out that so much old gold jewellery and gold items were being scrapped and melted down for gold value.
Yeah.
And I thought a lot of them were real old antique works of art, and I thought it was a travesty, really. And I went around trying to buy the things to stop them being melted down, because I thought they really had collector value. And my logic was, the more I buy of this, the more of the other stuff that get melted down. These bits will be rarer and rarer in time.
Good man.
And I think that is true.
It is.
But it always gets to a point where the gold tends to be worth more than the item, doesn't it? And I just didn't want to see really items melted down. And then it just snowballed. I started doing more and more research and started buying some silver coins, some gold coins. I would buy things off eBay and kind of in job lots and sell some jewellery that I made a few quid on to be able to keep buying. And that's how I kind of got my stack going together. And I've got all I really want now. So I'm to a position where when I do start drawing a pension, I'll just start selling little bits off to hopefully give me more comfortable. Retirement.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and that's fabulous, mate. I'm such a big fan of the trying to find the bargains. APM's put in the comments, bargain hunt precious metal starts next year. ATSC, mate, it would start. The problem with that, mate, is it's these Saturday night stack chats. They don't make it the easiest to wake up early enough on Sunday morning to get to the car boots. So that's the problem I'm having. I might try and drag myself up tomorrow to go and hit the local car boots, because I've been wanting to I've missed going to the car boots and looking for bargains, just like what you were saying there, Ray. It's so very much. I love that myself. And Ray, I've just got I've just picked up a new item which I think you'll like. I've got myself a silver cigarette case now. So I know.
Right.
Yeah, I was after one a little while ago. Ray said, Ray, you did me a mystery box, wasn't it? And in that there were some lovely pieces of silver in there. There was a matchbox case and a couple of forks and stuff like that. But I love the little trinkets. You're not really one for them, are you, Cobra?
No. Look, I totally understand what Ray has just said. Is a really interesting point, that it was sad to see some of these really nice old pieces being melted down and all that lot. But I have to be very honest, for myself personally, I don't have much interest in it. And as I say, even with the jewellery, like which I have, which is all 22 karat gold, I love it. I have gone off. I used to buy quite a bit. I've got quite a few rings and chains and all that, all Indian gold, which is really beautiful. And you can always sell it back and get your gold value out of it. But I just don't really have any interest in jewellery now at all, or pieces like that. I don't know. My total interest has gone into 24 karat gold and pure silver. And so even though there are some amazing pieces which aren't pure silver, I don't really want them.
Yeah, that's
terrible.
Yeah.
I bought the definitive set recently, the silver one.
Yeah.
And a couple of people in the comments said, "Oh, really nice 925 silver."
Yes.
And I was like, "What?
Yes.
What do you mean it's 925?" I hadn't looked properly, and I realised afterwards it was 925. Now the set's still beautiful, but I lost interest.
Yeah.
Because it weren't pure.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit weird like that, and I'm not right in the way I'm thinking on it. I know I'm not, but Yeah.
No, you're right. No, you are right, because it is each to their own, and if you don't have interest in it, you don't have interest in it. You've got loads of pure silver and gold. That's absolutely phenomenal. Just so everyone knows, if you're watching, when it comes to the silver proofs of a Royal Mint, unless it's sold as an ounce, so it's a 1 ounce coin or 2 ounce coin, it will be 925 sterling silver. They do the silver. If it's a normal coin like a 50p or a £5 coin or a £1 coin, they're always minted in 925 sterling silver. So when the coronation coins are a great example, because you had the 50p and the £5 silver proofs. They were both 925 silver, but you also had the 1 ounce, which as a coin looks very similar to the £5 coin, but the 1 ounce coin was made of 999 fine silver. So yeah, you're absolutely right there. A lot of the silver proofs are 925. I'm a big fan of 925.
So hang on, can I ask you, the Star Wars 50p?
Yeah.
50p proofs.
925.
Were they 925?
Yes, mate. Yeah.
Oh, that's really pissed me off now.
Sorry, buddy.
You see, that's my problem. I didn't even check. I liked them,
Yeah.
so I bought them. But I thought they were pure silver.
Yeah, but let's be honest. A proof, you should never sell a proof for its silver value anyway. It's got the.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not. But still, I thought it was pure silver, even on those Star Wars 50p's, the colorized ones.
No, the 1 ounce Star Wars are, because they're they're not a £5. If it looks like an ounce coin, but it's a £5 coin, then they're 925, which is it's weird because it's the same kind of size, as the 1 ounce coins. But it's 925 rather than 1 ounce, and it can be very confusing because, like same as I say, they do some as fine silver and the rest is 925. But in the Star Wars, for 50p is 925, but the 1 ounce coins are 999. As Stephen said,
there you go. I've learned something new. That just shows you that no matter how far down the journey you are, you're always going to learn something new.
Yeah.
So brilliant.
Yeah. No, absolutely. One thing I love to say is every single day is a school day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, definitely. Ray, thank you so much for coming on and having a chat with us today, mate. It's been absolutely great to get to know you a little bit better. Is there anything else you'd like to say or ask before we carry on with things?
No, I don't think so. The only thing I would say, when you were saying about you've got a cigarette case or whatever, anybody that are thinking of getting into precious metals, the smoking paraphernalia. I mean, everybody had. Sorry about
That's
that.
Okay.
Everybody smoked, didn't they, back in the day?
Oh, they did, yeah.
And there's a lot. It's a nice thing to be able to collect 925. It's nearly all sterling silver. There's a lot of it out there, and it can start your journey into precious metals a little bit. It's quite cheap. It's still relatively cheap. That's the sort of thing that you might find at car boots and things like that. Yeah. And once you get to know, once you get to looking at the hallmarks, you recognise things. It's an easy, sort of cheap way to get into it.
No, you are right there,
Sorry,
Ray. You're right in what you're saying about it being a low cost way. It's a brilliant ringtone you've got there, mate. It really is.
Brilliant.
That's great, mate. But
anyway, guys, I can't turn this off. We'll end it here now, and I'll talk to you again another day. Okay?
Brilliant.
Ray, it's brilliant talking to you, bruv. As I say, we've chatted in messages many times, but thank you so much, man. It was great to talk to you.
Cheers.
Awesome. Cheers, Ray. You take care, buddy. Oh, what's happened to Skype? Oh dear. It's kicked me off the call. I'm trying to join the call back again. Here we go. I should be back on now. Cobra, you still there, mate?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It wanted to kick me off the call for some reason just then. So I don't know what happened there, but yeah. No, that was wonderful, wasn't it? Wasn't it great to talk to Ray?
I really enjoyed that chat, and as I say, I've talked to Ray many times in the messages, or he's commented on my videos and all that lot. So it's really nice to talk to him in person. And again, getting another perspective of why someone has got into the game, which was really interesting because totally different from both of ours. So it shows there are so many different reasons that people get into this.
Yeah, and they're all absolutely valid. You know, I'm very similar. I was quite similar to Ray myself, where I got into the trinkets and the silver stuff before the actual bullion coins itself. But yeah, I'm with you, mate. I love hearing the different ways people got into it.
Yeah, definitely. We've had Every Cloud join us in there. 365 says that was a great ending to the chat with the music. I think so. Perfect.
Yeah. I can imagine ballet dancing with a ringtone like that, says Stephen. It was a brilliant ringtone. I love that. It was a great ending. And yeah, I just want to say a huge welcome to anyone who's joined the chat whilst we were talking to Ray there. It is absolutely wonderful to have you all with us. If you want to ask anything in the live chat, feel free to do so. If you want to come on and have a chat with me and Cobra in person, then feel free to do so as well. We'd love getting to know you guys more and more.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be good to have some of you jump in as well. That would be brilliant. So yeah, jump in.
Yeah.
Mick says, awesome chat. Thank you, brother. Thank you to everyone who's saying that and joining us as well. That's brilliant.
Yeah, and it has been an absolutely brilliant chat so far, mate. I always enjoy chatting with you, Cobra. You know that, mate. And
oh, thank you, bro.
I'm looking forward to having you on more stack chats going forwards. That would be great. So, have we got any spoilers for the? Can you give us any spoilers for the next auction at all? Anything that you've not released as of yet?
Yeah, I got some nice stuff. I got some really nice stuff. Before I do that, should I carry on with those premium pieces?
Yes.
Explain them and why I sort of got into them, and then talk about the slab one.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we go into slabs, though, who's getting the PF70 first? You or me?
I've already got a PF70.
Have you got one now?
Yeah.
When'd you get that?
Oh no, it's a PF69 Ultra Cameo.
Yeah, you got 69.
Yeah, I haven't. You're right.
Because I just so everyone knows, I want a PF70 now, and this is Coin Noob's fault, because when I did my chat with Coin Noob, we was talking about graded coins, and I've got the MS70, and he was saying how he's got the PF70, so I need to have one now. But no,
well, I've sent off the other kilo for grading, and I've sent off the Exorcist coin.
Nice.
The Lord of the Rings coin.
Yep.
And a gold snake, which is a lunar snake, 1 ounce gold proof.
Well, fingers crossed.
So hopefully one of them will.
Yeah, fingers crossed, and hopefully you'll get one of those back. I've not even sent mine off yet, so fingers crossed you'll get yours first. But yeah, no, definitely, let's carry on. I really am enjoying the way you've done this today, where it's like a trip down your memory lane.
Oh, thank you, bro.
No, it's brilliant, mate.
All right, so we got onto these. Now, look, these are definitely.
Oh,
not
one second, Cobra, because we've had a request in the comments. Is there any space for a little ode future for a short chat? What do you reckon?
Absolutely.
Should we let Future come on and have a chat with us? I think we should. It'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, once again, just while I look to get him on the call, mate, do you want to go through some of the bits you've got there?
All right. Well, I was stuck on this one before. Let's see if I can go through it. So again, this is not for everyone. These are premium pieces, and you can pay 150, 200, 300 for 1 ounce of silver. But I have found if you pick the right pieces, and you can't always know either. So this is a high risk section of collecting. You can really get some good pieces. For instance, this revolver here, there you go. Don't know how well you can see that, but this revolver here, limited edition, I think 2,000 pieces. I can check on the box in a minute. And there's another one coming out. I got it for a certain price. It's already gone up by 50, 60 pounds and is holding. The Marvel bits that I did a video on, these bits here, you got a box, you paid £300, you didn't know what you were going to get in it. And the most common ones are these of 250 each. mintage of 250 each, but they have held their value at 180 to 200 pounds, and you got two, and the other colours were less mintage, um, and so you made your money on them easily. These are high risk though, but I honestly believe that this is the way a lot of the mints are going to attract younger people into the game. Again, I spoke about the Beska bars. Um, the Beska bars were a big hit. They started in 2021. So we've had 21, 22, 23, very popular. And then a 10-ounce Beska bar there, which I paid a lot more than what you would for a 10-ounce. But again, holding its value massively. So again, not for everyone. Hey, Future, how you doing?
They can't hear us yet, Cobra, mate.
Oh, right. Okay, you guys can't hear, but Future's sort of come on, and Stack Collector's doing his usual technical abilities to get it all working. So that was another area I got into there with these high premium, low mintage, really nice pieces, and I have found they're holding their value massively. And I never thought I'd go into slabbed coins, but I
Future, are
have
you
started
showing
going
anything,
to.
mate, or just chatting? Future, you...
So I'm carrying on chatting, but I can hear stuff in the background, so I don't know whether Stack Collector's ready with Future yet.
I think I'm... Future, you just chatting today, yeah? Can you hear me, Future? Yeah. Okay, mate, no worries. No drama. Okay, cool. No,
Do I keep chatting?
yes.
Can they hear you yet?
I think they can hear me, but they can't hear Future.
All right. So I moved on to slab coins, and I decided to get a few of the coins that I had slabbed. And the first one was what I picked up off Backyard Bullion, which was this error coin, the Britannia error coin. And it came back with two errors on a couple of the coins, which was absolutely immense. The first error was a rotation, and the second error was a double die uh, thing. I don't even know what they call it, which is a little spot in front of the nose. I don't know if you can see that properly. But these slabs, I really like them. I mean, again, it's not for everyone, but they keep the coin absolutely immaculate. And then, you've got that preserved forever as it is. Stephen has advised me not to do modern coins, but there are some modern ones I want to do. This one here says it's clean, but when I spoke to Gold Digger Dave, he said, well, don't take it out of the case. It doesn't matter that it's been cleaned. It still proves that it is an original coin. And this is an 1874 double eagle, which are quite valuable. So, yeah, I love my slab coins now. And if there's a coin that I think I'm going to keep forever and I really want it, I'll get it slabbed. So that's how my journey has progressed through the eras. And as I say, not all of it is for everyone. So please don't think that that's the way to go. I want these high premium stuff and all that lot. If you've got the spare cash, then yes, by all means. But otherwise, stick to the basics. Geigers and gold is my next thing that I've collected from the beginning. And I absolutely love my gold. And that is my real investment. If you want to call it an investment, there's the investment, gold. So yeah, gold is definitely for me the best thing. And if you can't afford to buy an ounce, then buy fractional gold. There's nothing wrong with it. In the beginning, you watch my videos and I said, do not buy fractional gold. You're paying higher premiums and this, that, and the other. I was wrong. I was wrong for the simple reason that it's better to buy a tenth of gold than not to buy any gold at all. So yeah, there you go. And I don't know whether Stack Collector and Future Investments are ready yet. So I'll just keep...
We are almost ready. Future's just setting up It's little bits he's putting out, but we're almost there. But that was really interesting, mate. It really was, and some absolutely stunning pieces. And but like you were saying regarding the cleaned coin, 100% right. Even though it's cleaned, it being in that in that case shows that it's been checked by NGCE and it's proved that it's at least a real gold coin. So it gives it it definitely gives it some value there.
Yeah, absolutely. So the value's there. It's just for those collectors that don't like things cleaned, that takes it away for them. But the value of the actual coin and the gold and all that lot is still there. It's just that it's been cleaned.
Yeah, absolutely. Future, are you ready to go now, pal? Let's get you in then. Hi, everybody. We've now got Future with us. Future, if you want to say a quick hello.
Well, please let me know if I sound okay. Thank you for having me.
I think they can hear you now. You probably didn't hear the very first bit of Future there. Right, yeah. So, Cobra, if you want to speak.
Yep, all good. Future, lovely to have you. I love chatting to you anyway, so it's great to have you on board.
Brilliant. Okay, yeah. Hopefully that should now have us all here, and we should all be okay with no echoes. Future, is there anything in particular you wanted to chat with us about?
I mean, you guys have covered so much amazing topics tonight. I was just literally I'll be honest with you, I got back from my Christmas holiday today, a bit like Cobra did recently. So I got home and I've been cleaning the house like a madman, sorting the dog out, unpacking, and I've had you guys on the live stream listening to you all night, and I've just been like nodding my head, and I was hoping, I hope they may suggest letting people come on later, and I was like, maybe the missus might not be too pleased, but I've got to get involved. So yeah, nothing really particular. I'm just really enjoying the chat tonight. You guys are covering so many amazing topics and so well as well. I particularly liked it when you was talking to the history chap who said he was 13 and about him being able to invest in that age and how he can do so well by the time he's my age and then your guys' age. It's just really good topics tonight.
Yeah, that was brilliant to hear from the younger generation coming through. I really enjoyed that too, mate.
It's refreshing. If he's 13 years old, it's absolutely refreshing to hear that someone of that age is watching us as well, because hopefully we can help to guide him. And as he said, he was talking about fractional silver, and I saw a comment of his. He goes, that's all I can afford at the moment. And I didn't get a chance to say it, but, absolutely, if that's all you can afford at 13, fair play to you, get the fractional silver. Because, again, at least you're getting something. But like you said, Stack Collector, maybe if he saves it for a couple of months and gets an ounce at a time, that would probably be better. But you know what? Even if he's buying a bit, fair play to him. It will get him into the habit, if nothing else.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you there. I think if he can do it, it's better to maybe buy every fortnight or 3 weeks an ounce, because it'll still be cheaper waiting on this fractional silver. But if you want to, I know what it's like. People want to see it growing, and maybe he may prefer to buy fractional silver more often, but definitely cost-wise, when it comes to fractional silver, I'd recommend saving up and getting the large amounts to get that lower average cost on it.
Yeah, and remember, he's probably not working, or he may be doing a little. I don't know if he's working or if he's just using birthday money and Christmas money. Yeah. So there are a lot of things that might affect him and stop him from, picking up those or saving for it in that way. But it's better that he even if he spends it on that, rather than going out and buying, I don't know, sweets or getting into fags or anything else. It's probably better that he does buy it, So either way, whatever he's doing a good thing.
I absolutely agree 100%. My personal recommendation would maybe be get one of those. You see those money tins that you put your money in, and you've got to get a tin opener to actually get your cash out. Maybe something like that, and then you can, because I think he'd love. I think he really would love to do that. And be able to see the amount of silver he can buy when he does that. But it's like you say, it's for everyone's personal. something might not work for everyone, and you know, with his age and his income, it might be better off for him to get to stack up that fractional silver for now, because it will all add up. And you're 100% right. You know, buying some silver's definitely better than buying none and spending it all on sweets and stuff like that.
Well, Mick's got a question for all three of us. Maybe we can start with Future on it. He says, TSE, Future and Cobra, what are your oldest coins? Well, I know you've got some proper old ones, Stack Collector, but Future, what about you?
Oh, that's a good question. I love history of coins. You know, well, you guys will know I'm not even really a numismatic collector or stacker. You know, I'm a bullion-weighted stacker, but I do love the history of commemorative coins. And even as a kid, I would always look at my change of my pounds, 50p's, 2 pences and 1p's, and I would always be amazed that this coin was minted in 1971, and it's so small and it's still found its way to my pocket and not got lost, even though the value is so astronomically small. But the answer to the question is, I don't actually know. I would say the oldest coin that I have has to be, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the coins that the Stack Collector gave me about 8 months ago, when I think you sent me one of your first ever gift packages. And it was an amazing assortment of numismatic, pre-decimal coins from all eras. I've got them tucked away together, separated from my bullion stack. But I couldn't tell you the eldest date. I mean, you might have a better idea than me, Stack Collector, but I know they're millennia. They're very old. They're very old.
So, Future Investments' oldest coin is an 1895 old-headed Victoria penny.
Love it. I love it how you know.
Yeah.
That made me look bad, didn't it?
No, that's absolutely fine. Do you want to do yours next, Cobra?
Yeah, I think I'll be very similar to Future in the way of saying I don't actually know. I'd have to go through my stuff and have a look. It will probably be out of my gold. When was Sovereigns first started?
Oh, the Sovereigns, 1800s. I couldn't tell you the exact date of the first Sovereign off my head.
Maybe a Sovereign, and if it ain't a Sovereign, then it will be that double eagle that I showed earlier of 1874. So yeah, probably if not this coin right here, then it will be a Sovereign.
Yeah, you have to go a bit further to the right, mate. I've had to cut the left-hand side because it's Future. Sorry. Yeah,
how's that?
Yeah, that's perfect. Bang on, just fit, mate. So mine's a little bit older. And my oldest coin, well, the oldest coin I can definitely say, because I may have one that's older, but I don't know because I can't read the date on it. But at the moment, my oldest coin has come to me this Christmas courtesy of Lee Parola. And he sent me this absolutely stunning 1758 sixpence, George II sixpence. And it's absolutely gorgeous. The obverse right there was designed by John Tanner, and the reverse of a coin right there was designed by a guy named Johann Ochs, O-C-H-S. And yeah, that's an absolutely gorgeous piece of art. I mean, just look at the quality and condition on that left on that coin. It looks like it's literally just come off the mint. Other than that, I've got a few actually. I've got a little pile of cartwheel pennies, which are dated 1797. Now, the cartwheel penny was minted for 3 years: 1797, 1798, and 1799. But they all have the same date of 1797 on them. And another one that I've just recently been able to pick up over Christmas is this absolutely, truly amazing cartwheel 2p piece. And these are made out of 2 ounces of copper. And there was only 722,000 of these ever minted back in 1797. So this is definitely one of my favourite coins, but the oldest one is at the moment is courtesy of Lee, and it's this 1758 sixpence right here, and it is an absolutely stunning coin. But yeah, I'm a big fan of my old coinage. The older the better. I'm going to try and get some ancient coins going forward. Some really, like, I'd love to get some Roman coins, that kind of thing.
There you go. And that's the thing. You've got to look at the history of some of these things and think that coin. There was what was it called? You know, on Pawn Stars, the pawn shop, American pawn shop. Someone brought in a coin that was over 2,000 years old.
Yeah.
In really good condition for that sort of age, and you just think, wow, where has that been? Who's held it? Who's done what with it? You know what I mean? It's really is amazing in that way. A big person for really old coins, but I do think about that side of it.
Yeah. I Bazooka's just put in the comments that Darth Stacker has got a very old coin, and he has he has got. Have you ever seen the old owl coins? Have you got an owl?
Yeah.
It begins with a T. I'm just trying to think of a name. But he's got a gorgeous tetradrachum. That's what it is. It's an Athenium tetradrachum, and it's got a little owl on it. And he's got an absolutely gorgeous copy of one of those. And you can get some really, really nice ancient coins. And I'd love to pick up a few of those going forward. That would be great. I'm all about the old coins myself. The older the better, and I'd love to pick some old ones. Darth's just put, oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, I was just looking at what 365 had put. His little childish side. Oh, you watch his porn stuff? Yeah, I do. It's amazing, bro.
Yeah, well, I do, but I started off watching hardcore porn, so you know. Did you ever watch that one? That one was so well. It was kind.
I think that's the difference.
No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing though, mate. It is the same thing. It was what was it? It was Detroit Bullion and Pawn. It was a pawn shop, but in Detroit, and it was the. It was like the Jeremy Kyle version, because they were always setting up arguments with the customers, and it'd be brilliant because they'd try and throw the customer out, and then you'd see that they've been mic'd up, so they've obviously set it all up. But you know, that it was very interesting. But I generally started watching that one first. And it was called Hardcore Porn. Porn obviously spelled Pawn, and then I got into Porn Stars after that. So yeah, it is a real show. It's called Hardcore Porn, and it was a lot of fun. There was a guy who ran the shop. He had his son and his daughter working for him. They never got on. They were always arguing. It was absolute car crash TV, but I loved it. 365 said, let's move on to. Is the Earth flat? No, go on. Quick fire round. Cobra, what's the shape of the Earth?
Round.
Future, what's the shape of the Earth?
Round.
Well, as we all know, it is round, but it's also flat, just like a pizza.
I'm not even playing with that. I don't think if I met a flat earther, I'm reasonable when it comes to gold and silver, and I'll say, yeah, each to their own and all that lot. If I met a flat earther, I think I'll just have to blatantly go, you're an idiot, and that's it. And I don't care. That's my view.
The thing is, thing for me is, and where I have some level of understanding to it is, we're lied to all the time by the government. And it's at what point do you start trusting them and believe them? Now, I'm not saying I think the Earth's flat. It's a globe as far as I'm concerned. But when
to be fair, bruv, I can't believe you've bitten onto what 365 has done.
Oh, he does it every time. He does it every time. I love it. Low key, I love it, mate. I'm sat here waiting for him to ask me what shape is the Earth, and I'm hoping someone's going to say something about pyramids next, and
I love the history of that, but yeah, don't get me started.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, Future, let me throw something back at you. What's your plans for 2024 on the going forwards on the precious metals and index funds investments wise? What's your big? I know you said you were looking into the FTSE or world market, aren't you?
Yeah, I love that question. That's my favourite question for right now in my life. I'm been away on holiday, as most of you will know, And I really tried to give myself a break from thinking about my goals for 2024 and content creating, but I couldn't help. My brain was still every day ticking away, thinking about these things. It's just ingrained in me. But my goals for precious metals and gold and put my portfolio is quite big for next year. Every year I set a New Year's resolution, and last year I set pretty simple ones, ones that were achievable, and I achieved half of what I set out to do. So I was fairly pleased with that, especially on the precious metals front. This coming year, 2024, I'm going for big, lofty goals, and the reason for that is I want to aim for this, for what's the saying? I want to aim for the moon, and if I miss, I'll still end up in the stars, sort of thing. So I'm planning on working very, very hard in 2024 on achieving lots of goals related to YouTube, investments, property, targets. I will be looking to, no doubt, buy gold in 2024. I'm not going to be looking to purchase any silver. I'm kind of done with silver now. I completed on my stacking goals and more than I planned on in 2023. I didn't even really have a set silver going, and I went mental at points in the year. I ended up buying a 1 kilo Britannia, and I bought, I think, 17 Perfume Dragon bars in one go, and I have completed on my silver stack. So it's really nice to be able to forget about silver, because I am pretty done with it, to be honest with you. That the premiums and the VAT is a killer, and I'm really working hard to achieve early retirement wealth. So I'm going to be focusing on gold in increments, I think. I'll probably be looking at picking up quarter ounce gold Britannias throughout the year. I would like to pick up 1 ounce Britannias, but that's going to really lock away a lot of my capital. You're looking at £1,700 or so. And I've got other things I want to do with that money. So I think throughout the year, in between working hard on my goals, I'll try my best to pick up maybe a handful of quarter ounce Britannias throughout the year if I'm lucky. So yeah, that will be my goals going forward. How about yourself, for both you and Cobra? Are you going to be focusing on gold or other investments in 2024?
Well,
for me, go on.
No,
go on, bro.
I was going to say, I think Cobra's going to be concentrating mostly on gold and Bitcoin by the sounds of things, but no, you can answer it yourself, mate.
Yeah, so I want to get to I've probably got about 1 kilo of gold. I want another kilo of gold. And Bitcoin again, yes, you're right. I will be buying more Bitcoin and the premium pieces. I think I'm going to stay away from bullion. I'm going to try and stay away from proof as much as possible with silver. I will pick up, if there's a nice set, I'll pick it up. But for me, I'm going to take a bit of a risk with the high premium silver, but the majority will go into gold and Bitcoin.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sorry, just to interrupt quickly. Did you say 1 kilo of gold?
Yeah.
Wow, that is, talk about motivation for anyone in the chat. That is like a real, you're doing
I've got
well.
my first kilo. I've done my first kilo. I want another kilo.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Sorry, guys.
That is amazing.
Sorry, guys. Just very quickly, Jamie Frost, he's in the Land of the Rising Sun, which is actually rising at the moment. So he's off, and I just want to say a quick goodbye to Jamie, and thank you very much for joining us, buddy.
Jamie, thank you for joining us, and thank you for all your support, because it is massive. Massive.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Okay, so for myself.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt there. Yeah,
no, don't.
Back to you, second.
Don't be daft. No, don't be silly. That's absolutely fine, future. So for myself, it's I've not moved on my collection of old coins as much as I would have liked to this year. So I'm going to try and concentrate a little bit more on those, get some more of the date runs worked on. I want to pick up some gold throughout the year in the form of sovereigns and 1 gram bars. When it comes to gold, they're the two I look to buy. I think they're both really, really liquid. I know there's a lot of premiums on the 1 gram pieces, but I think, if you look after your pieces, you can hold on to that premium going forwards. I think when it comes to gold, I think one of the reasons for me why I think 1 gram is so popular is gold's an expensive metal, and not everybody can afford to buy it in quarter ounces or sovereigns or ounces, etc. So I think the 1 gram gold bars, I think that's always going to be popular. And when the cost of gold rises, they will only get more and more popular as things like quarter ounces and full ounces are priced out for most people. So yeah, that's kind of my plan. I want to get more of my date run albums completed off. Make sure I'm picking up the things that I'm already locked into, like Cobra was saying, the 2024 Dragon Coin bar when that comes out. I want the 2024 Kookaburra when that comes out, the 2024 Beska bar when that comes out. So there's a number of things I'm tied into the series. I'm going to continue those series, and silver probably just see what comes up in the Cobra auctions. There's always, I'm not even joking though, mate. You generally do have such amazing pieces in there where, you do a lot of the hard work for us. We don't have to spend hours trawling the internet to try and find these things. All we have to do is be at your auction, 6:30 when it starts, mate. So yeah, it makes things a lot easier.
Oh,
yeah, I second that.
Thank you, bro.
You're welcome, mate. You're very welcome.
Yeah, so it looks like gold is the three of us are looking at a bit more gold.
Yeah.
And then our other investments that we do anyway. So yeah, good stuff.
My biggest goal for
it looks very.
Sorry. No, you go ahead, mate.
But just from what we've all three of us have just said, I mean, it looks so exciting. I mean, I feel so excited for 2024, and for you guys, like you were saying earlier before I was on, 2023 has been such a huge year. You're at over 600 subs now, Stack Collector. Cobra's hit 1,000, and we're all just growing so well together. And it was kind of, everything was formed almost this year. We all started becoming a collective this year. So you can only imagine, not only as individuals going forward with maybe your index funds, your precious metals, your monetization on YouTube, your business growth, further development as an individual, but as a team, I see 2024 from January the 1st to January the 1st of 2025. There's going to be some exponential growth for everyone. I really think people are going to be astronomically developed on investments and business and personal growth. It's so exciting. I'm literally buzzing.
Yeah, no,
absolutely agree. We are, as a collective, like you say, we are growing massively and at a very fast rate. And it's the support that we're giving to each other which is making it happen. So that is brilliant.
Yeah, no, it is, and it's like I think, was it Ray was saying earlier that the more the community grows, the more it benefits every single one of us, because we're here to support each other and help each other grow. So I genuinely think it will be exponential. We're going to see 2024 is going to make 2023 look like it was nothing, and I just can't wait to see what conversation all three of us and everybody else is having this time next year.
Yeah. Well, we'll probably end up doing something like this where we're going through what we've achieved and what we want to achieve next year.
That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? I truly hope so. I really do, and I can't wait to see what 2024 has in store for all of us.
I think that's a good point, though. Like people like ourselves in the community and everyone watching, whether you're a hardcore investor or you're someone that enjoys just trickling away, adding some money into the yellow metal that is gold, it becomes addictive. I mean, for me, I feel like the more I've learned, the easier it becomes to create long-term standing wealth and the funner it becomes.
Yeah.
And that includes the networking as well. Like doing it by your own is a bit lonely. But when you've got, because money's such a taboo subject, you can't even talk about it to your family sometimes without getting those looks of, he's talking about money again. It's not about that. It's a passion at the end of the day. And it's so I don't know, rejuvenating to be able to grow together and talk about it. And yeah, I just love it. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right there, mate. It is cool, and for me, I think one of the reasons why it's so taboo is I think a lot of the times you've got to be careful who you talk to money about, because all you'll get is people coming over to you and saying, "Can you borrow me this? Can you borrow me that? I'm skint this week. Can I borrow 20 for it?" And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of times we are a little bit more closed off about money talk. But it's great to have a community where that you don't have those kind of issues, and we're all like-minded, at least to a certain percent. We all have our own different perspectives and different opinions, but for us all to be here, buying precious metals, there is at least an element of like-minded thinking there. So I think I'm with you, mate. I think it's great to have a community of people where you can talk about this kind of thing. I mean, for one thing, if I try to talk about it to my other friends, it just bores them. They're not interested. They don't want to know, and they just shut straight off every time I try to.
I think once you get into this game, there's two things that happen. Once you start collecting or stacking, whichever way you want to look at it, it becomes a habit, and it becomes a habit that is a good habit.
Yeah.
Because you're saving one way or another, whether it be like Future with many different investments and index funds and this, that, and the other, whether it be like me with gold and silver and Bitcoin or whatever, we're all saving one way or another.
Yeah.
And as you say, having the community behind you spurs you on to carry on. And whatever way you look at it, it is creating a good habit to save money in one way or another.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Are you still there, Future?
Yes. No, sorry. I'm reading some of the comments, but I'm trying to actually refrain from talking too much because I am so excited about this. I mean, for so bloody long, I was always good at saving money, but I was always terrible at not knowing how to make my money work for me. And in the last, 2 years of, I guess, doing YouTube and finding this community and this network, it's made me so happy to be able to do what I deep down wanted to do, and that was like become an investor. And to have people to share it with is really special to me. And I get so I could be so much more energetic about this right now and loud, and I rain on and on and on. And I'm trying to rein it in, but I love it. It's just, people can think, oh, how shallow. All you care about is money. No, I don't. No. I don't actually care about money. I care about what it can do for you. Life is so bloody short. One of my parents, they're not very well. They can't even retire. And I think, do you know what? Life is not guaranteed, and I can't see myself working until, retirement age and not having the freedom to go, I'm not going to work today, and I just, to have learned this through people like 365 and Cobra and you, the Stack Collector, it's so, it gives me a spark, and I absolutely love it,
It's contagious.
I just love it.
Yeah, it's contagious, mate. I love your enthusiasm. I love the spark you have, and it's been wonderful watching not just your channel grow, but you develop yourself and grow as an individual over the last 2 years. I mean, it really has. From when you started your channel to now. There's been so many advancements, mate, and I've said this to you recently, but I think you've upped your game a big way. I think you're producing some absolutely phenomenal content at the moment, Future, and I think it's going to be a big help to anybody out there who's looking to start their financial journey and could maybe learn from the experiences you've had.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. But I mean, I couldn't have learned half of what I've learned now. I mean, I started the channel just to demonstrate that I found bullion, and if I had never have met, let's say 365, he introduced me to index funds, the S&P 500, and that has had a massive effect on my portfolio. Um, I feel like networking is the most valuable thing I've managed to gain from this, and yeah, it's so important for anyone that's watching that is trying to figure out investments. As I would say, like networking is not only great because it helps you develop as an investor and as a person, but you make bloody good friends along the way, and that's more important. So yeah,
No, absolutely.
I mean, Cobra's probably the best person to talk about that sort of stuff because he's without a doubt financially, I would say the most successful person in our fold. You've got your business, fantastic amount of precious metals. You've clearly networked very, very well and worked very hard to get what you've got, mate. So well done. That's why I say it's such a motivation when you say you want next year to get a kilo of gold. I mean, to me, that's not even possible at this point in my life. But it's a motivation to go. Maybe you can do that one day. Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah.
But again, this is the thing, brother. It's different times of life. You're at a younger stage of your life. You're growing, but you're doing something way before I started. So you will have the opportunity to do much more than what I'm achieving now, because you're starting so young. So really, as I say, don't necessarily, yes, use it as a motivational thing for sure. But don't ever think, I can't even think about it, because when you're my age, I guarantee you, the way you're going to be a lot more successful than me.
Yeah, and I'd just like to add on that. I mean, 100% what you're saying. I'm never going to own a kilo of gold, and I'm cool with that. It's wonderful that you have it, Cobra, and yes, it's an amazing motivation. But I think at the same time, it's important to be realistic. I know I'm never going to have a kilo of gold. I know you can, never say never, but the chances are I'm.
I really must say, bro, please don't ever say that, because how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking, bro?
I'm 40 now. So
You're 40.
Yeah,
well, let me tell you something. When I was 40, I had nothing. I had my business. I had a couple of businesses and all that lot. But I had nothing. A lot can change in 10 years.
Yeah, I don't have.
So believe me when I say, don't say it will never happen, because so much can change in 10 years.
Yeah,
trust me.
I just don't think I personally have the mentality to do it. I'm more the guy.
And trust me, nor did I.
No, fair enough.
Me.
But what I'm saying is I'm 40 now, and I'm already looking to part retire. So to not work as much as I've been doing, because I want that time to myself, and that time to myself is going to come at a cost, because I'm not going to be out there hustling and making money. So it's not really in my plan to own that kind of gold. I mean, it's doable, absolutely, but I don't want to put that much effort into working hard. You know what I mean, and it's okay for me, and that's okay. And I think it's wonderful that you have it. But I'm realistic with my goals, and I have an amount I'd like to get to, but. There's other things. I want to own a boat. I'm a big boat guy. I would love to own a boat sometime. So there's other things I'd like to do. So you're absolutely right to never say never. But I'm one of those people that I'd be okay if I never got to a kilo of gold. If I could only get to 3/4 of a kilo, I'll be happy.
Fine. Yeah. No, I get that. As long as it's not a thing of saying, well, I'll never achieve it.
No,
I mean, talking about a boat's a bloody big expense as well. So a goal, you've got a goal there, and that's what's important, that you must have a goal.
Absolutely, and goals can be different. Is a point I'm making. So it's all about finding what motivates you, and it's like Future was saying with the motivation. It's important to find your motivation. Once you've got that motivation, you can work towards whatever you want. I truly believe if I really wanted a kilo of gold, I could probably get it eventually.
Absolutely.
But I do a job where I've only got so many years left in me, because it's an extremely physical job, climbing the trees with a chainsaw. I'm realistic about the fact that I've probably got 10 years in me at best doing that. So after that, I've either got to wind down employ somebody else, or look to do something else. And I'm at that point. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing. I may even just go out and get myself a part-time job somewhere and just enjoy myself a little bit more. But we'll definitely see when we get there. But who knows? Hey.
I mean, that's the great thing, isn't it? I mean, you do what you is comfortable for you and what you want to achieve, and everyone's different. But I do believe, like you can truly achieve anything.
Yes.
But it's so good that this is what I'm content with.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I find it hard myself to go, when will be enough for me? When will I go, do you know what, let's start reining it in now and let's start enjoying it.
Yeah.
So that's something that maybe I could try and learn in the future for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with what with wanting to have a kilo of gold. If people really want to do that, there's nothing wrong with that. It's me being a bit lazy, really, isn't it? When it comes down to it, it's I'm wanting to maybe just relax, do more hobbies, that kind of thing. But in a year or two, I might change my mind on that. I might fall passionately into some other project, and you never know. The main point I was making is, everybody's different, and we all achieve different levels in life, and it's okay if somebody else has got more. You know what I mean? It's don't
absolutely.
Yeah, and I know Cobra it feels this way because we spoke about it personally before loads of times. Where don't feel jealous because someone's got a bigger stack. Don't feel jealous. Just be happy with what you do as long as
absolutely.
Yeah,
someone's always got more, and that's a good way to look at life, because you'll always be content that way.
Yeah.
And hindsight's a wonderful thing. Like a few people have said in the comments, I wish I started investing earlier. Don't we all?
Yeah.
I wish I started investing when I was 18. I mean, Christ, if I had opened an index fund when I was 18, not 26, that's a ridiculous extra amount of time. But hindsight's a wonderful thing, and at least we're doing it now, and there's people that aren't here today that have passed on who've never even had that opportunity. So it's easy to, I've thought this many times, like, bloody hell, why didn't I do this 5 years ago, 10 years ago? But hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? So
well, it's better that you've done it now rather than not doing it at all.
Exactly.
You could have gone another 10 years without doing anything. So you're right. You're absolutely right. Whenever you start, as long as you start and you're doing something right, then it's all good.
Yeah.
And everyone is different, and their lives are different. My life has been very colourful, shall we say. So, I couldn't necessarily do things at an earlier point, but I'm glad I'm doing it now.
Yeah. No, well said. Yeah. Well said, mate. Absolutely, 100%. It's no, that's great. No, go on, mate.
Sorry, mate. I was going to say, I mean, you two, I would say, like, you're probably both advocates for owning a business. I feel like that's one thing that could exponentially expand some growth. Obviously there must be so much stress to owning a business. I mean, my own brother, he has his own business, and I believe he earns quite well money, but he always seems pretty stressed. But swings and roundabouts. But it always you never see a poor tradie. Do you know what I mean? A carpenter or plumber or something. You guys obviously must be advocates for it, but I feel like that's a massive string in your bow if you can have the self-resilience and the hard-working mindset to have your own business, and that's a really good way to build yourself a secure future. I mean, what would you guys say to that? Would you agree?
Well, I think we've mentioned this before, and the thing is, yes, having your own business can be very profitable and very good and all that lot, but be under no illusion. There are a lot of businesses that fail. There are a lot of people who invest a lot of money into a business and it doesn't work out. So a business is not a guarantee of wealth. And as you said, quite rightly so, the amount of work and years that it takes to establish a business is another thing to remember. when you've got not necessarily a 9 to 5, but a job, let's say, when you've got a job, you don't have as much pressure or stress on you when you're trying to build that business and you need cash flow and everything else, and the taxes and the accountants and all the rest of it. You don't have that pressure. So, there are several ways you can be in a job which pays a lot more than what a business can give someone, depending on your education or depending on how you fall into certain jobs.
Yeah.
And I've said many a times, with the amount of work I've done in this country, I should be a multi-millionaire. But you're taxed so heavily, even with your own business, that it keeps you at a certain level. So, it's not a rosy coloured rainbow having a business. Now, I've had several businesses all through my life, and I've done reasonably well through the earlier ones, but never like the business I've got now, which is the security, where I have done very well. But it's taken years to achieve a level of what I'm at now. And as I was saying to Stack Collector earlier, look, you're 40, and when I was 40, I still had nothing really. I had my businesses and I was comfortable, I was all right, but I wasn't nowhere near in a position I'm in now. So yes, a business can be very good, but as I say, be under no illusion. Not every business works, and it's a lot of hard graft and a lot of ups and downs before maybe you hit that one that makes you the money.
Yeah, I mean, Cobra is, I was going to say, look, you've got one interesting thing is you've got two people with businesses at very different stages here, where you've got Cobra, who's a lot further down the line than myself. So he obviously knows a lot more about it than I do. But, I mean, I can mirror what he said. There's a trade-off when you've got your own business between having that security, knowing that you're up at whatever. If it's 9 to 5, you're there at 9, finish at 5. Your money comes at the end of the month. That's what you need to do to get it. When you've got your own business, one thing you've got to do is you've got to work out the hourly rate. Works out a lot worse because you don't finish at 5. You don't actually ever finish. You're always thinking about something. You're always working on something, at least at the back of your mind. There's always something that needs to be doing. If the work doesn't come in, you've got nothing there to fall back on. So there is a risk to it. Like Cobra said, there's loads of businesses fail. More businesses fail than succeed. That being said, the amount of freedom you can buy yourself once you put those first 3, I mean, Cobra will say this himself, first year, and he'll say this exact same thing back to you. First year loss, second year make even, third year start making profit, and you've got to realise that those 2 years is a long time when you're struggling. It's a long time to have no money, to be working for 50p an hour, because that's what it works out when you've actually, taken into account all the hours you put into the business. It's hard, but if you stick to it, and you're able to pull through, it can, the difference it can make is astronomical. I mean, we touched on it a little bit earlier, but I'm at a stage now where I don't have to work all the time to have enough money to be comfortable. Now, I could work more and I could make more money, but at the moment I don't have to do that because I'm fairly established now. I've got all the kit I need. That was a big expense to me. One thing I could have done is I could have gone on my first year, I could have got a business loan, I could have bought all my kit straight off. I didn't want to do that because I didn't want this huge amount of money looming over me for years. So I built it up little bit at a time, bought a tool, when I could afford to do it. The first tools I had were garbage. They weren't up for the job, but they did the job for a little period of time, enabled me to earn more money. For those first 2 years, I didn't buy a single thing for myself. This is one of the reasons I'm loving buying silver now, and I really do like buying it, because for those first 2 years, every single bit of money I got bought a new tool, or went into a pot for my next qualification I needed, or went into a pot for the insurances that I needed to get, that kind of thing. So, it's hard, but if you can make it work, it's brilliant. So it's a difficult one. It is a difficult one, and you know, Cobra said it perfectly himself. It's you know, it can be very hard, but if you can make it work, obviously having your own business can be beneficial in so many ways.
It's a typical example for you, Future, is when COVID hit, I had 4 businesses. 4. By the end of COVID, I had 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's how easily you can get wiped out with business. You know, it only takes one thing to change, whereas people in jobs were getting their furloughs and this, that, and the other. There was no furlough for me. Do you know what I mean? And because I mean,
you're right.
Yeah, I couldn't buy stuff from Europe for one of my businesses where I travelled and I bought stuff, so that wiped that one out. You know, so you know, businesses, yes, it gives you a lot of freedom. It does a lot of things for you if it's working, and it can be very, very good. So I do agree. Yes, I would rather work for myself, and I would rather have my business than work anywhere. But also, don't sort of think that it's the be all and end all, because it's tough.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. During COVID, I was furloughed 7 months solid, and I didn't go back once. I mean, 7 months solid, and I was paid, you know, 80%, and I mean, crazy.
When it hit, even with my security, there was a little panic, like, what the hell is going to happen? All the festivals closed down, all the pubs and clubs closed down. You know, any outdoor events, any sort of entertainment, you know, went. And I had to literally go out there with letters, cards and all that lot, and approach sites where I thought they're going to need security during a time where everyone's locked down because they're at more risk of being broken into. And I was lucky enough to pull in from the councils massive contracts to take care of overflow mortuaries and stuff like that. So that business survived very, very well.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't made those moves and I'd sat back and thought, oh my God, what's going to happen? I would have lost that as well. Yeah. And many security businesses closed down because all they had was events, pubs, clubs and all that, and they couldn't adjust.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tough times.
Yeah, I think you've just touched on something really important, though, there. You know, the last thing you said, weren't able to adapt. And it's so important that you have to adapt with the times, isn't it? You know, you can't stay stuck in a rut.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, if the times change, you can't keep doing the same thing and expect to get the same results. You've got to change with it. I think it's brilliant that you were able to keep the you know, the security jobs you were, like the, you know, looking after the closed places, that kind of thing. That, you know, that's fabulous. I started my business in the late summer of 2019. So I literally started it just before COVID, and my first few years were a nightmare. I was able to carry on working as a key worker because I do emergency work, such as, you know, emergency tree work. If a tree is about to fall over, or if you know, a piece of a tree is just falling onto someone's house or something like that. So I was able to keep working, but the amount of work I was able to do, I literally could have just get myself through. You know, that first year with the lockdowns was so tough for me, because people were out in the gardens themselves. They had no work to do. You know, they had nothing but time, and people were out doing the work themselves, which made it really tough. So what Cobra's saying is 100% true. You know, something like COVID can always come at any time and really shake things up. So it's one thing you've got to be wary of. And the amount of businesses that closed down during COVID was just, it was awful, wasn't it? You know what I mean? It's you know, we saw so many small businesses go due to that. Yeah. Future. One thing.
I mean.
Sorry, mate. I was just gonna. We had a question in the comment. I think it was from Bazooka, and one I'd like to pass to you because it's based on the S&P 500, and he thinks he feels it's at an all-time high right now. What's your opinions on that, mate?
Just very quickly, 365 is about to jump off.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah.
So, 365 is about to jump off. So I think we should say bye to him and thank you for joining us, and NGMD has joined us.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Sorry, 365, I hadn't noticed that myself, but thank you so much for joining us. You get yourself some rest, mate. I know you're probably up early in the morning. And MGMD, thank you so much for joining us, buddy.
Yeah, take care, 365, and thanks for joining us, MG, mate. And I'm going to make this my last, topic, and then I'm going to leave you guys to it. I'll still be watching, and I'll be in the comment section, but I don't want to hijack your live, and I've already been with you for 45 minutes, so I want to keep it fair and give other people opportunity to come on. But I'll be totally honest with you. I would have no idea right now if the S&P 500 price is high, low, or in a medium sort of trend. I just dollar cost average into it. I look at such a long-term basis on it, and I look at the historical figures of it, that it's been historically performing very, very well. And I'm hoping that it continues to do so for the next 2 to 3 decades. So I don't ever look at the value of it as it is. I just dollar cost average on the same investment time every single month on the same value. And I just let that compound accumulating interest reinvest and compound. And I kind of look at it like that. So I don't look at the price point. I kind of do the same with gold, to be honest with you. But I'll probably will never really look too much at the value unless something dramatic happens. But how about yourself?
Well,
with you and Cobra.
With me personally, when it comes to the S&P 500, if we're at a whole-time high right now, I will eat my sweaty socks. That is how much faith I have in the S&P 500. It regularly, year after year, outperforms inflation. It has, it's been such a safe investment in the past. It's based on the American economy. The American economy, which is the strongest economy in the world, would have to completely crash for the S&P 500 to cash. You will see dips and peaks and troughs, but like you've just said yourself, Future, the S&P 500, I can just foresee a steady, gradual rise like we have done historically with it. I think if you put money in the S&P 500 now, in 10 years' time, you will have seen decent results on that money.
Yeah, I second that. I mean, Rod, I know you're not too.
Well, I think what you said is absolutely perfect because you're doing the S&P 500 for. Oh, have we got a lag?
No, you've got.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, no, crack on. Yeah, sorry, there was a lag.
Yeah, you can speak, Future. Cobra, sorry, mate.
I was just going to say to Future, what he said was absolutely perfect. He's gone into the S&P on a long-term thing. So to monitor that price constantly would just give you a heart attack. It's up, it's down, it's up. It's really putting money into it, and that's the best way to do it. Before the auctions, I didn't really worry about the price of gold. When I was buying gold, I just kept buying because exactly the same thing. I was going to buy it no matter what. Now, obviously, because of the auctions, I do keep an eye a bit more on the gold that I'm buying for the auction and what the prices are and so on and so forth. But if you're doing something for yourself long term and you're going to put that monthly amount in, then I agree. Don't look at that price so much.
Yeah, no, especially if you're dollar cost averaging. Don't look at the price when you're dollar cost averaging. In fact, if you're dollar cost averaging, don't even look at it. Just keep putting that money away every month and keep doing what you're doing. One of the worst things you can do is sometimes to track, especially when you're a new investor, because one thing that happens a lot of the time with new investors is they'll see the money go into the red. They'll panic and they'll start pulling out at a loss. Whereas, obviously, as you know, if you go into a dip, you don't pull out at a loss. You hold and wait for the price to come back up. I'm a big fan of the S&P 500. I always have been. Obviously, the earlier you can get into it, the better. And like you say, the best thing to do with it is just dollar cost average over a period of time. And I think you'll do well with it personally.
Yeah, I agree. And on that note, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. It's been a pleasure being with you both tonight. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. But I want to give someone else the opportunity to join if they do, and obviously don't want to hijack the live. So thank you both very much for having me. I appreciate it a lot because you could have had anyone else. It's been a pleasure. I love talking to you both about this because you're so experienced in so many different things that I'm not. And yeah, it's like I suck it up like a sponge. So yeah, great to see all the amazing comments in the night. So tonight. So yeah, thanks guys, and I'll let you kick me out the live stream. I'll see you next time, I guess.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure as always.
Future, thank
Future.
you so much. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And believe me, your knowledge is growing at a very, very fast rate.
It is. It absolutely is, Future. It's always a pleasure to have you on for a chat, mate. And we'll definitely be chatting again soon.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. And like I say, I'll be in the comments section. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much.
No worries, buddy. You take care, mate. Right, let me just get it back to me and you, Cobra. There we are. We're back to the split screen. No, that was wonderful, wasn't it? I always like having Future on for a chat.
It's great chatting to him, and he is growing at such a rate.
It's
brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant to see. So
it really is.
Yeah, really good.
No, I'm loving it. I really am loving it at the moment. You know, it's because I like Future. I've always liked Future. I consider him as a friend, and you know, it's amazing to see him. You know, doing what he's doing and doing so well at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
great stuff.
100%.
Great stuff.
Well, it's getting quite late, so I don't think we're going to be going on much longer ourselves, are we, mate? But you know, is there anything else in particular you wanted to discuss?
No, not really. I mean, I've really enjoyed this, and it's hopefully it's helped some of the newer stackers to see some of the mistakes I made, or not necessarily mistakes, but the way my mind has changed on certain ways of stacking or collecting. And as I say, not everything is for everyone, and my way is not necessarily right for someone else. But I think it's been a really great live, and just want to thank everyone really for being there for us and chatting away. It's been brilliant.
No, it really has. It's been a fantastic live tonight. I've loved speaking with both of you. I'm definitely going to be having both of you back on the channel soon. So yeah, 100%. And just so everyone knows, the thing with having other people come on and have a chat with us is something I'm really wanting to do going forwards. You know, it'd be great to have people come on and question us or give us their stories. I've really enjoyed that in the last couple of Stack Chats. So that's something I really do want to do going forwards.
Well, bruv, also, to say to you, right, honestly, what you're doing now on these ones is absolutely brilliant, because it's great being able to, and I've missed a couple when I was away and all that lot, but it's great listening to the other creators and you sort of interviewing them and stories and, you know, the way they think about certain things. So I think you've hit on a really good part of your channel there.
Oh, thank you, mate. I genuinely appreciate that. They've been a lot of fun. I'm trying to get better with the live. I know you said I've done so well, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. But I'm getting the hang of it. This is something that's, you know, was completely new to me when I first started doing it. I'd used OBS Studios like once in the past on. I'll tell you when it was actually. It was Christmas 2020, because we had to do a family Zoom call for Christmas Day because of the lockdowns,
right?
And I wanted to be a bit fancy and have like little bits on my screen that said Merry Christmas at the top and some garlands at the bottom. So I looked into it and I saw, you know, you could link this thing called OBS through Zoom, and you could do different things on it. So you know, it was always in the back of my mind, and you know, I'm really enjoying learning more with the OBS Studios. It really is great, and you know, all being well, we should maybe see perhaps a new facelift on your auctions going forwards.
Well, touch wood. As we know, the next auction is on Friday, the 5th of January, which is next Friday. And I know you're working really hard to get me set up on OBS, which will give me different camera angles and all that sort of stuff. And you're doing some great stuff for me. So hopefully, touch wood, if it's not for next Friday's auction, it'll be on the next one. We'll be using OBS.
Brilliant. No. I think we can do it for the next one personally, but we'll definitely see what we can do. But if not the next one, 100% we'll have it or set up for one after that. But yeah, I think we can have it sorted for you, mate.
Yeah, touch wood. That'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah, just going into a couple of the chats, you can see Mick said this show's like the hub of UK stacking. It's brilliant. So thank you, Mick. I mean, that's kind of how I want this to be, like a bit of a hub where just everyone can come and chat and talk, and we can all discuss our different opinions and different views on things. So that's amazing. And MGMD said, good or bad, it's good to discuss to save people making the same mistakes. Worth it, 100%.
Absolutely.
If I can stop people making the same mistakes as I made, that would be brilliant. And I know for a fact you feel the same way, Cobra.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Our experiences, it's like we do with our kids, and we make mistakes in our life, or we do things, and we try and teach our kids not to make those same mistakes. Some people are going to listen, some people aren't. But as long as we put it out there and try and guide people the right way, that's the best we can do.
Yeah. No, I think that's something to do with why I like giving people hope so much. I don't have kids, and I don't have anyone in my own life to pass that information and knowledge on to. So, for me to be able to pass it on to anyone it's a wonderful thing for me. So yeah, that is brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, no.
Was it Darth Stagger saying that was great? We need some more coin shops.
Yes.
Yeah, that's because me and Darth were having a big conversation about that, and I said I would love to one day open a coin shop.
Yeah.
Who knows whether that will happen or not happen? But yeah, it's unfortunately there's not as much money as people think there is in the actual sales of gold and silver.
No.
So who knows?
No, I mean, we've spoken about this before, and I would absolutely love to, and not even one day, hopefully sometime soon, set up an online coin shop. It'll be mostly to do with old circulating coins and that kind of thing, more than an actual bullion dealer. But I would love to start my own website selling, because like I said, I've got so many old coins. They're just sat there. You don't need 200 1967 1-penny pieces, do you? You know what I mean? So, I might as well do something with them. But that would be something great for me. As I say, not really gold and silver, but more old coin related is something I'd love to do myself.
Yeah. Every Cloud says, "Let's go, Cobra." Yeah. I'd love to. Every Cloud, it really is something I'd love to do. But it may be a thing of going in stages. We've got the auctions going, let that grow.
Yeah.
Maybe, like you say, start an online thing, and then maybe work our way up and get a shop. Who knows? Who knows what the next couple of years holds for any of us? We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. No, I think that would be great. If for you to open up some kind of shop, even if it is just a website, an online coin shop. That would be brilliant.
Yeah.
It's I would love to see that going forwards, mate. Absolutely, 100%. So, but before Friday, what we got coming on the Cobra channel? Have you got any ideas of what the next couple of videos are going to be, or are you taking some time off?
Well, there's a couple of boxes that are coming in from America, so there'll be some massive unboxings. And then, to be fair, I'll be setting up what's going to be in the next auction, so that will probably come out Wednesday or so, to give everyone a chance to have a look at what's going to be in the next auction. And then obviously it's the auction on Friday, so it's going to be a very busy week for me, because it takes a lot of setting up and cataloguing everything. So the deliveries are coming in all week now, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. NGMD says you're too nice to own a shop. It's cutthroat. Yeah, you're probably right there.
Yeah,
you're probably right.
Yeah,
but a lot of work to be done for the next auction. There'll be videos coming out along those lines now for the next week or so. A lot to show, and there's going to be one or two really amazing pieces in there.
Oh, that is really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. I've got a couple of videos I'm going to be bringing out before your auction next. I think tomorrow I'm going to be filming the unboxing of this, which is something Cranky Stacker has sent across for both myself and APM. So no idea what's in that. He says he sent me something nice for Christmas, so I'm so excited to get that open and have a look at what that is. I'm going to be covering a subject that I know for a fact Future Investments has covered in the past, and I'm going to be looking at these things here and discussing whether or not it's okay or a good idea to take silver bars out of their original packaging. As well as as well as that, on Tuesday And this is as per a request from Cranky Stacker, and it's to my last video. I'm going to be going into a bit more detail as to what a godless florin is, because it's a coin he hadn't heard of before. They're beautiful old coins, very sought after. So on Tuesday I'm going to be explaining what a godless florin is and how it's different to your normal standard silver florin. And then next Friday, I'm going to be starting something new on a Friday. I'm changing my channel slightly going forward, only very, very slightly. Whereas Tuesdays are going to be coin reviews or discussing coins, that kind of thing. And Friday's going to be more of a blog type video where I'll be looking into stacking and what purchases I've bought that week. I'm also one thing I'm planning on doing is a little bit of fun. Is I'm going to, over the next couple of days, I'm going to be clearing my premium bonds account, so there's nothing left in there. And then I'm going to be starting off at £50, and I'm going to be putting £50 a month in, no more, no less. And we're going to be waiting to see how long it takes somebody to win on the premium bonds if all they're putting in is £50 a month. So who knows when that's going to be. That's just going to be a little bit of fun, something we're going to be tracking. I'm also going to be looking at my my S&P ETF investment on a regular basis, showing how that goes up and down from week to week and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at doing next week. And then of course it'll be Stack Chat next week, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it might be Future next Saturday. I'm going to have to double check on that one, but yeah, we're definitely going to still have some great Stack Chats coming in the new year, and that's something I'm really looking forward to myself. So yeah, hopefully there'll be a few videos dropping on my channel between now and next when is it? Next Sunday? No, next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday the 5th.
Next Friday the 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next Friday the 5th of January, and we'll start at about 7 o'clock.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. I will be there for 7. What's NGMD said? Don't worry about me. I'm just here to look at the Geiger Square Gold. Yeah, no, absolutely gorgeous.
Hopefully, very soon there'll be a 1 ounce Geiger Gold coming into my collection. So there's a 10 ounce there, a 5 ounce, and a 1 ounce gold, and hopefully there'll be a 1 ounce. 10, 5, and 1 gram gold. And hopefully there'll be a 1 ounce coming soon.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. I really can't. So what's your, going back in perspective? What's been your best or your favourite purchase of the year?
Oh, it's got to be the 1 kilo completer.
Yeah.
I still stick to that.
Yeah.
Off that coin. Absolutely
Fair.
love it. 1 kilo completer, one of the best coins. And I think it was CPM who actually said to me the other day, he was looking at the rarity of coins, and each coin was scored up to 100. And for some reason, the 1 kilo completer scored 100. Not rarity, I don't know if it was not rarity as such, but, harder to get or whatever. I'm quite surprised by that, because I've seen a few of them here and there. But as people get them into their collections and hold on to them, I think it will get harder and harder to get.
Yeah.
But I love the 1 kilo completer. Sure.
Yeah. When it comes to collecting, rarity doesn't relate to mintage level. So it doesn't necessarily have to have the lowest mintage to be rare. It's just like what you put on there. If normally it's because it's popular and people want it into the collection. I'll give a perfect example of that. In the 2016, I know this is 50p's, but in the 2016 Beatrix Potter range, the most expensive coin out of the first range is the Benjamin Puddle Duck, but it's not the lowest mintage, and not by a quite some way. And it's because people like them, so they take them out of the circulation, keep them in their own collections, and they don't get sold, so they disappear that way. So yeah, I can only imagine with it being a completer, it's because people like it, they don't want to sell it once they've got it, so it's you can't find it for sale much out there, despite the fact it may not have the lowest mintage. So yeah, 100%. And what a brilliant piece, mate. I can see it's why it's your favourite. I think mine's gonna have to be, probably, it's got to be the Q, hasn't it? I mean, I was so happy to get myself the brilliant uncirculated Q Garden. So I think that's going to be my best pickup of the year. If we're talking silver, I don't know. There's been some wonderful pieces I've got. I'm gonna think about it, and then and on next week, I think I'm going to say what my favourite piece of silver is I've bought this year. I'm gonna look at it all and have a good think about it and see, see what it is. But it might be the 100-gram Geiger I've got just here. I'm a big fan of the Geigers myself as well. No.
Yeah, I love the Geiger.
Yeah, well, it's your fault, mate. It's your fault. It's your.
I do love the Geiger. I think they look brilliant.
They do, don't they?
Brilliant.
They really do.
They're so pristine.
They are. They're gorgeous things, and the way they present them in those cases is absolutely phenomenal. So, yeah, it's. I've had so much fun this year, mate. I just want next year just to be half as good as this has been for me. So, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, definitely. NGMD says 1 kilo silver completer and 1 ounce gold one.
Nice.
I agree.
Yeah.
The completers for me, definitely.
Yeah, I might have to.
Definitely gold and silver.
I might have to just get myself the completer from the Queen's Beast. I'm in the Tudor Beast at the moment. I've got to get the Yale of both for the new one. I've got the Bull of Clarence and the Lion of England. So, yeah, try and get some Tudor Beasts in the auction.
Well, yeah, I can do that, no problem at all. I've managed to collect every Tudor Beast in 1 ounce silver, 10 ounce silver, and 1 ounce gold. 2 ounce silver, 10 ounce silver, and 1 ounce gold. And I will complete all those runs, definitely.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant.
The 1 ounce gold is the hardest one to do with that, obviously,
yes.
But it'll happen.
Yeah, APM's got to go. He's got the is it Save His School Run? He's got got to shoot. Sorry, but no, it's been great having you here, APM mate. Thank you very much for joining us, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon.
APM, absolute gem and absolutely brilliant with his videos. If you haven't watched APM, you've got to get across and watch him. Darth Stacker says it's Cobra's fault for a few things in this community.
Yeah. Yes, quite.
I don't know whether to take that as a good thing or a bad thing now.
Well, it's a bit of a compliment, isn't it? It's a bit of a compliment sandwich, but no, in a good way, definitely. You're an inspiration to many of us. NGMD has asked, what's the silver bar next to the Valcombi? Well, I've got two here next to the Valcombi. One of them is my celebration bar right here. MGMD actually sent me one of these, which is the one that I think I gave it away in the charity auction. So, but the other one is a Besker bar. So this is the 2023 Besker bar. These capsules are an absolute rip-off for what they are, but because of the size of the Besker bar, they're really awkward. You have to get these special capsules with these little grommets in it. And if anyone's got a 3D printer, that's probably a nice little side business, because you'd probably be able to make these little grommets, buy your capsules in bulk, and sell them for a lot cheaper than they are online at the moment. Have you seen people have started making their own coin pingers?
Yes, I have seen that, and that's very interesting. I know a lot of people like them, so yeah, that's a good one.
No, definitely.
But talking about Besker bars, there's a load of the first year, which was 2021. I've got a load of Besker bars 2021 coming in. So
yes, yeah.
If you want them,
hold on about that.
They'll be coming up soon.
About that Cobra. Did you hear that, Stephen? Did you hear what Cobra just said? He's got some. First year. Can you remember what you said in the chats? What was it you were going to do if I ever get my hands on the first year basketball, Stephen?
He probably said he'd melt it down.
He said he was going to eat his hat or something. He said he was going to. He didn't think I'd ever be able to get one, and he said he was going to eat his hat or something if I ever got one. But Cobra Stacker to the rescue there. So that's absolutely brilliant news, mate. No, and just so people, they are difficult. Well done for getting them though, because they are very difficult to get hold of. So, yeah, I mean, a wonderful bar. The first year of the Besker bars are quite a bit harder to get hold of than the other two. So, absolutely well done for getting them, mate. And I definitely will be getting one of those off you.
Brilliant, thank you, brother. Thank you, I appreciate that.
No worries, mate. No worries. Well, it's been about 3.5 hours now, believe it or not. So, what do you reckon, mate? I've got a pack of spare ribs in the fridge. I need to cook and get down me. So, what do you reckon? Should we call it for an evening for the night, or?
Yeah, let's call it. I think it's been an absolutely brilliant live. I've really enjoyed it, and I thank you very much for that. And I hope everyone else has enjoyed it as well.
No, thank you for coming on, Cobra. It has been an amazing chat. I've really thoroughly enjoyed it, and as I say, I can't wait to have you back on for a further chat in the future, mate.
Yeah, definitely. And just a quick one, Stephen. Yes, I will put away a 1 ounce gold Geiger for you. All right, definitely.
No, brilliant, absolutely. No, so on that basis, mate, have you got anything else you'd like to say before we end it?
No, all good. Just a massive thank you to everyone for the support this year that you've given me, and let's have a great 2024.
No, absolutely. I couldn't have said it better. So, with that being the case, there's only one thing left for me to do and say, which is, until next time, look after each other, keep stacking, take care, and good